This week we puke drugged spaghetti while our friend bangs out a suicidal girl in a mental ward as we discuss the 2005 pile of shit Day of the Dead 2, Contagium. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Bloody Bits Horror Show. I'm your host, Eddie, the X Jefferson, and joining me, as always, is the guy cruising the place for some crazy pussy. It's Tim Yobo. How are you doing today, good sir?
I can tell you from personal experience that works. I'll get into it, don't worry, because we're not talking about this movie, but I'll get into it. About how you can pick up some pussy at a mental hospital.
Shooting fish in a barrel, Tim. And speaking of fish in a barrel, we are joined by the lady who can't wait to point out the scientific inaccuracies of the statements about mitochondrial DNA. It's Candice.
How did you know? How did you know?
That's Candice's red ink jokes right there.
I know you, Candice. That's all I got to say. How are you doing?
I am on top of the fucking world.
Damn.
Oh.
We're going to bring you down, Candice.
Oh, I know why. That's right. Okay, we'll get to that one.
Oh,
but first,
that's right. Yes.
First, I got to ask everybody, because I always ask everybody, and it's been a minute since we recorded. So, Candice, what have you been consuming?
I'm so glad you asked. So yesterday, I spent 8 hours sitting on my couch, doing nothing, reading a book. Because it was so good,
That's
I
not
could
doing
not.
Anything. That's doing something. What are you talking about? Doing nothing?
I was not physically moving. I was bringing a drink up to my lips occasionally, and then continuing to read the book.
If you get a long straw, it works better.
My husband was playing a video game sitting on the couch, and he'd just hear me like gasp and laugh, and be like, "Oh, I hope they're not dead." It was a book that just drew me in like so few do. I could not put it down. And this book is called Clown in a Cornfield 2 by Adam Caesar.
And you still have it in your hand right now, right?
No, I don't. But I was thinking about it for a long time, and I was so excited about this book, and I was like, I kind of know this author through Twitter. We've spoken to each other, giving each other book and movie recommendations. I should reach out to him and see if he'd be willing to be on the show. And guess how he responded?
Who are you? How did you get in my DMs?
I'm not going to send you $25 so you can get home because it's an emergency?
Blocked. I was immediately blocked. No. He said, I would love to. I'm very busy right now because this book just came out a couple of weeks ago. So he's doing like book tours and signings and stuff like that. And he just had a baby.
Oh.
So yeah, he's very busy. He's like, but...
Oh man, he's probably so happy to get out of that house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's like, but we can arrange for something in the beginning of October. And I said, A-okay, that sounds good to me.
That's spooky month, so that's the perfect time.
Yes, congratulations, Candice. Nice. All your internet stalking finally paid off.
Exactly. Yeah. And I was like, man, I talked to a lot of authors on Twitter. I wonder how many of them I could get on the show if I really tried. I could think of like 2 right off the bat. I bet I could.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to get... You guys don't really read a lot of books, or horror books in general. I think, Tim, you read a lot of books, but it's audiobooks, and it's usually, like, the same authors, maybe?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Eddie, I know...
As I got older, it's harder for me to find new music and new authors that I like.
Well, Adam Caesar was somebody that I started following their career back in 2013.
So he's got a bunch of books.
He's got a lot of books. He was first self-publishing on Kindle, and I heard on a podcast to read this book called Video Night. It's really fun 80s type horror. And I was like, oh, that sounds good. So I read it, and I was like, wow, that was really good. What else does he have? So I read all of his stuff, and I've read all of his stuff that he's made since then. And during that time, he went from being a self-published author on Kindle to Harper Teen. Like now the clown, the Clown in the Cornfield books are considered young adult, but trust me, they're anything but young adult. They are fucking brutal and violent and dark.
That's great.
Yeah, they don't. I've read a lot of young adult books. A lot of times they'll just talk down and dumb it down because it's supposed to be for teenagers. This does not do that. This is very edgy, not in a good way. This is no Twilight. No, it's a slasher.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and
slasher book. I'm down.
So it was, one of those things where I've discovered, quote unquote, this talent, and I followed them through their career, and now they're really successful, and it makes me feel good. So you got
it on the ground floor, Candice,
exactly.
Right? There you go. Isn't that nice? For real. Like when you discover somebody, and then it's like 6-7 years later, everybody else is talking. I'm like, come on, I read.
Yeah, I read
that or listening to that for 10 years.
Oh, you better believe I name dropped some of his older books. I was like, I've been a fan of yours since Video Night.
Hell yeah. Yeah, this is me, Tim, with fucking Junji Ito. I was a fan of that dude's shit like 15 fucking years ago when it had barely kind of come over to America. Now that shit's like they're selling it in Walmart. He's got a Netflix show coming out. Fucking crazy.
Wow. Oh, he's come a long way, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, Candice.
Spiraling up.
Yeah, I was not expecting him to respond at all. Maybe a polite no thank you, but honestly, I thought it was going to be nothing. And
no, I think, Candice, especially for authors now, it's so hard to get attention and eyes onto your shit, right?
Yeah.
Even if you're somebody like him who's established. I mean, Stephen King, Clive Barker, Neil Gaiman, they wouldn't have to come on any fucking podcast to try to push
they're legends.
Book. But
he's trying to be a legend. He's in a bestseller, category, but he's not like, he's young.
Tell him we'll get that
thing.
bloody Vince bump when he comes on the show.
Fuck, we're going to get the Adam Caesar bump for our show.
I hope he listens to this episode specifically, Candice, so I can hear you gushing over him. Yeah, that's awesome. That's cool. I can't wait to have him on here to talk to him about something I know nothing about, his work.
I got another author to start listening to. I got 2 people to start listening to the show this past week.
Look at that.
Just from talking.
Have they given you any feedback?
No, they haven't given me any feedback yet. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing.
That's amazing.
All of a sudden, why is everybody blocking me?
How come I can't search these people on Twitter anymore? Shit.
I kind of had the same thing happen. Another podcast that I follow, an SVU podcast, surprise.
Yeah, sounds like something you'd be into.
Tweeted something at me. I forget what it was. Like, what's a good movie? What's a good episode to listen to your show? Right? And I started to know. I said, Butt Boy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's the one.
No reply. Yeah, come on. I think that's a great fucking.
I did
I'm
name drop.
In that...
I did name drop. I was like, just so you know, I didn't say it like that, but I was like, we're not a big podcast, but we've had some big people on it. And I was like, Seth Sherwood, screenwriter for Hellfest and Leatherface. I was like, Uwe Boll's been on the podcast, just so he was like more comfortable accepting. I'm not above name dropping.
Hey, listen, the guys that were
those two, come on,
the guys that made Butt Boy, and now they've got that tiny cinema compilation of shorts coming out that looks fucking great. The Butt Boy guys, so I gotta check that out. Though it's
see what's up their ass.
Yeah, it's tricky interviewing 2 guys named Tyler at the same time. So Tyler, what do you?
Oh, that
that was fun. So what about you, Tim? What do
one
you?
of them time.
Yeah, there you go.
For me, let's see. I had a bittersweet experience last week.
Okay.
Because I saw probably the last concert I'm ever going to see for the rest of my life.
Damn.
So you're grasping.
Isn't that? You know what, Candice and Eddie? You're going to get to this point in your life too, because I went to see Roger Waters at Madison Square Garden. Okay, and I saw him. It was 35 years and 2 days later that I saw him for this last time, and saw him the first time in Madison Square Garden for Radio Chaos.
Wow.
And I sat in the same exact section, 226, I'm sorry, not 227, that's a TV show. Because when I first saw him 35 years ago, I couldn't afford good tickets. And I've seen him every single time. I told the story where I flew to Germany on an emergency passport for 3 days to see the wall formed. I emptied out my bank account to do all that shit. And then he was doing the wall tour here in America. And I was always getting like the VIP tickets, like the $700 tickets. So I could be like in the first 10 rows. So when I knew it was going to be because this is also, he's like 76, 78 years old. So there isn't that many more times this motherfucker is going to be able to come around and tour.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can't miss it. And I wanted to end it the way it started, where I saw him in shitty seats, but loved the fucking show because it's a spectacle of it, which even though with Radio Chaos, there wasn't much of a spectacle of it. But great fucking concert. He is my all-time favorite artist. I just have to say he is the most egotistical son of a bitch bastard in the world, because please, people who listen to the show, please tell me of any other like big mainstream person that you've seen who, when they come out to do the encore, does nothing but new songs.
It's a ballsy move, man.
I couldn't fuck it because I'm like, all right, great, all right. So he's doing the bar reprise, okay. He's doing the Deja Vu reprise or whatever it is. I mean, he's got to hit us with something big. He's got to hit us with something big to close the show, and there was no Outside the Wall, which is how he ends a lot of the shows, but you don't usually end it like that. But like I said, both of you are going to know what it is sooner or later, because there is literally nobody else alive or still performing that I want to pay to go see in a concert. Pete Townsend and Roger Daltrey are still touring around as half the Who, but I wouldn't want to see them because they're too old to be. I saw the Who for their 25th anniversary and their farewell tour, and they're getting to the age where probably I was at this age when I saw them, where singing about hope I die before I get old is a little bit ridiculous, and singing songs about teenage angst when you're 60 years old is a little bit ridiculous. And I can give Roger Waters a pass because if you listen to Pink Floyd music or his solo stuff, it's not like that at all. It's like, like serious music where like anybody of any age could get up and perform one of their songs and you're not looking at them like, what the fuck? So yeah, sooner or later, you're going to get to the age where all your favorite movie stars and people like that are dying, dropping off the earth.
Already there.
And you're like, oh, yeah, I see. There you go, Candice. And you're going to be like looking at concerts coming up and like, I don't want to go see this. I'm not going to pay to see them. Who the fuck is this? All that. So yeah, this is the last concert I will ever see is Roger Waters at Madison Square Garden in the shitty seats, and it was a great show. Some of the things I have to say is because I was talking to one of my friends. I think you'll know who I'm referring to, but I won't mention his name in particular. And he's like, "Oh, that guy's a communist. This, that. He's crazy. All this." He says everybody's a war criminal and stuff like that. I'm like, well, while I agree with like 90% of what he says, I don't have to agree with him 100% with what he says to enjoy his show. And the 10% that I don't agree with, like free Julian Assange, I'm like, you know what? I can let that slide. I'm not going to say I'm walking out of this fucking concert. But one of the great things about his show, and again, this is how much of an ego and a fucking, like, he knows he's a fucking genius. Because I think he came out and he said, like, he's more important than Drake or anybody else at the end of the day with music.
Okay.
bold.
Yeah,
bold statement.
In some ways, he's not wrong. In some ways, he is. It all depends on what music you listen to.
But I mean, that's something that's bold for you to come out and say. If somebody else comes out and says it, if your manager says, "Oh, he's more important than Drake or anybody else at this time," or anything like that, but he starts his show off with the thing come on the screen with half an hour to the show, 15 minutes to the show. Then the show is going to begin. And it starts off with on the screen, gigantic letters saying, if you're one of those people who say, I love Pink Floyd, but I just don't agree with Roger Waters' politics, get yourself to the fucking bar right now. And I kind of got into an argument with my friend because he's like, can you imagine going to see a show and it's all political? I'm like, dude, at this point, if you're buying a ticket to see Roger Waters, you know what his politics are. You know what his show is, right?
I was going to say, that'd be like going to a Ted Nugent concert. And
I said Ted Nugent. I also say Kid Rock. That would be like me going to a Kid Rock concert and going, man, why is he waving the fucking flag around and talking about this and talking about that? You know what you're getting when you're buying a fucking ticket. You know he's blind buying tickets to see Roger Waters.
No. Oh, who's this Kid Rock feller? Never heard of him. Maybe I'll check out one of his shows. It's fucking great, Tim. Okay, so speaking of political, what I've been consuming, I have been getting caught up on season 2 of The Boys.
Oh,
wow! Oh, holy wow! Eddie's stealth watching that show.
I have been.
Because the last time we talked, you only watched 2 episodes, right?
No, I've finished season 1. I've gone through a couple of episodes of season 2.
You still liking
gotta
it?
Gotta say, liking it. I dig what they did with the A Train.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
Yeah, it's
right?
fucked up.
I'm. You know what? And I'm digging the new hero, Broad.
You digging her, huh?
Yeah,
she's real great.
Stormfront.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Did you see the people?
Dude. Oh my god!
Did you see the people on Twitter that were like, "Oh, Homelander is actually a good guy," like unironically saying that Homelander is misunderstood and he's actually a good guy.
Motherfucker, there's literally
he's just doing what he has to be done for the good of him, right?
Tim, this motherfucker is watching fucking Travis Bickle, and he's like, yeah, see, this is just a good guy, like literally in the movie, like this is just a good guy doing what has to be done. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. And then people
we've lost a half a generation of men, right, to this shit.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Between that and all the people review bombing fucking Lord of the Rings.
Oh god! Oh my god! Don't even. I'm so sick of hearing about it just because it makes me so angry because it's so fucking stupid. And Matt Anderson had a great not repertoire, but like a response, retort to it, where he was like, "These are the people who say that Santa Claus can't be black. It's not fucking real. Who fucking cares?" Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly. You're talking about a thing with fucking little elf people dancing around and fucking Elijah Wood with furry feet eating potatoes with his buddy. Like, come on.
Yeah,
calm the fuck down.
I'm just waiting for all the episodes to come out before I watch them. But I've heard it's good.
Yeah, gotcha.
I think it's got like on Rotten Tomatoes, it's got like a 72 from the critics and like a 34 from the assholes.
Yeah, fuck them. They can kiss my white ass.
I mean, like it sucks though because sometimes bad shit gets wrapped up in this discourse where it's like the show also sucks and the people are like, oh, there's politically correct garbage I hate in it or whatever. Like, what was the last one that was fucking like that? There was one that people were all like, oh, it's woke. And then people watch the movie and they're like, no, it's not that it's woke. It just fucking sucks. Like, it's a piece of shit.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing. If you don't like something today, you're just going to call it woke, right?
Yeah, you have to say that.
I didn't like that because there was women in that shit. They weren't fucking showing their titties all the time.
The movie we're watching
from me
for this episode isn't. I would not call it woke, but it's a piece of shit.
Very true.
I'm not going to call that woke, though, Tim. Oh, my God.
Well, what's going to happen is people are going to start flipping that shit. They're going to have a piece of shit show or a piece of shit movie. They're going to be like, oh, the movie that's too woke.
Yeah, they're going to be like, oh, the snowflakes can't handle this, but I bet you can, and it's a total piece of shit garbage production.
Are we doing that Hunter Biden movie?
No.
Oh, I hope. Dude,
special
that shit looks so good.
Yes, we are. Because, all right, again, the friend who will not be mentioned when I was playing hockey with him this week had the fucking balls to bring that movie up, okay?
Yeah.
And then he said he was going to... Oh, my God. I can't believe I'm actually repeating this, what he says. I'm going to watch it with an open mind.
Oh boy, no! You don't have an open mind. You've already established your opinion before you've even seen it.
I'm like, have you seen the trailer for that shit? He's like, yes. I'm like, did you see the part where they got Joe Biden sniffing her hair in the back of a limousine? Do you really think that happened? He's like, I don't know. That guy's a pervert.
That guy's a pervert.
Yeah, that guy's a pervert. But Donald Trump is a pussy hound.
No, that just makes him an alpha.
This is the thing. Like, I hate that people. It's the fucking hypocrisy everybody has. Like, nobody, whatever side you fall on the political spectrum, just bringing up like, yeah, Clinton and Trump were both on Epstein's flight logs. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to hand wave away their dude fucked up. It's like, well, no, Clinton was, but he's also a good guy, or that has nothing to do with Hillary. And then with the Trump thing, it's just like, well, he was a businessman, of course, but Clinton's terrible. I mean, you know, the emails. Like,
oh yeah, no, Trump went
off.
there because he was talking about real estate. He had to sign a contract, and Bill Clinton went there because he wanted to bang young girls. That's
meanwhile,
both sides do it.
I just want them all to burn.
There is one side that's more hypocritical than the other, and we know who they are.
I just want them all to burn, all of
Not
them.
my side.
That would have been the fun thing, man. We were so close to just watching the whole fucking thing burn, and they're like, oh yeah,
it really is incredible about how there is one woman sitting in jail.
Yeah.
Nobody who ever went to that fucking island and did anything.
I love it. That is the best, man. So they lock her ass up for 20 years. They're like, all right, Ghislaine, you were grooming girls to be sold to rich dudes. We have enough evidence to prove that. Now you're in prison. Okay, well, what about the people that were buying the girls?
Dudes that you were doing this with? Yeah.
Well, we'd rather not talk about that part because some of them pay us. So.
No. I think, well, look, if I'm a rich billionaire, I would say, look, just because she sold the girls doesn't mean that the people who bought those girls actually did anything bad to them. Maybe some of them bought them to help them out of their situation.
Okay. Well, then college, if none of them did anything bad, then we should free Ghislaine Maxwell.
Or come forward and get your accolades.
No,
right?
Tim,
like, look,
we should agree.
I went to Jeffrey Epstein's island every month, and I spent like $8 million on auction to buying girls. Yeah. And then I came back and I set them free.
Yeah, you're
right. Be that guy.
You're a philanthropist instead of a full-on rapist.
Oh.
So, yeah, I love that. Okay, let's get to this piece of shit movie. So. Nobody has any fucking history with that.
Can we just fast forward to one scene?
Well, do it. I'm going to jump around this piece of shit.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to really do like a real breakdown of it. And I was like, I don't think he should.
I always do this. No, I always do this. I always take all the notes. So, I mean, I'm a professional here, okay? When I say I'm going to cover a movie.
I watched this movie twice. I watched this movie once, and then I watched it a second time to take notes. That's how much this movie got me.
Wow. So this is written and directed by Anna Clavel, who also wrote and directed...
Women should not direct. You know what? I have just discovered something. I don't like this woke-ass fucking zombie.
Yeah, it's too woke. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Well, Tim, you're going to love her. She also directed Creepshow 3, Horror 101, Horror 102 Endgame, and The Portal Reconnective Healing Online Level 1 course.
Wait, what? Like the video game? What?
No. Reconnective Healing Online Level 1 course. So, Tim, this is instructions on like meditation or some bullshit.
And she only got to level 1?
I think so there's three possibilities. Either people didn't want it after level 1, so they gave up.
Yeah.
Level 1 was all you...
They're calling YouTube up, demanding a refund.
Right. Level 1 was all you needed. Right? So then it's like, fuck, this is good. You only need the first course. Or they decided to go a different direction than her creative visions. But Tim, I saved the best for last. Back in 1996, there was a TV show on Showtime called Compromising Situations.
Ooh. Sounds sexy.
Never heard of it, but I can only imagine since it's on Showtime. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm betting it's on Showtime. It's one of those fucking bait and switch shows.
No, Tim,
right?
This is not a bait and switch.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna describe for you. She was the producer on this, by the way. As the men, women, and couples, etc., go through their fantasies, they find themselves in all sorts of strange and interesting situations as their games don't tend to go exactly as planned. It's sexy tales from the crypt. Now, I'm going to give you some of the cast members.
Every once in a while, like the sex is broken up with like some horror.
Yeah. Well, there's a twist at the end.
Oh, everybody gets their comeuppance.
Yeah, exactly.
Or how about the twist from that post I put in the fucking Discord the other night with that chick teaching that class?
Yeah,
that's a twist. Everybody that got more reaction than fucking any M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Pretty good.
Oh.
So the number one person in their cast is this Robert McRae guy who's the announcer. Okay, number 2, Cindy Freeman, who plays Betty Condom.
Ooh.
Then you've got Nina Cardova.
You're betting on whether or not there's a hole in it.
Yeah, Nina Cardova, who plays Wraparound Girl.
What?
Yep. You've got Bubbles.
Okay, that works on so many different levels of the penis.
Buxom Admirer. She's in 4 episodes.
Oh.
Buxom
That's
Admirer.
her name, Buxom Admirer?
No, it's Laurie Morrissey who plays Buxom Admirer.
Okay.
Yeah, she's also in Beverly Hills Bordello.
Ooh.
No, you know what? She was in I Got the Hookup. That's a good movie with Master P. She plays topless performer.
Is that the one where they like doing all the fucking
Yeah,
cell
cloning
phones
the
or
cell
some shit like
phones.
that?
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's a show for Daniel's
That's a good
podcast, right?
If there's a mustache, absolutely. So yeah,
There's gotta be a
everybody
mustache.
else in this movie, by the way, nobody.
Oh.
Some
Oh,
You
come
don't say.
on.
somehow.
I'm betting that one of these guys in like 10 or 15 years is going to turn out to be like a Danny DeVito from One Flew
Now,
Over
one of
the
these
Cuckoo's
guys I'm
Nest.
going to be stalking on Twitter, and all of a sudden they're going to make it big, and then I'll be like, hey!
Hey, I knew
I'm
you.
a fan of yours since Day of the Dead 2 Contagium. And Tim, how pissed off are you that they have the gall to call this Day of the Dead 2?
Well, we're going to get into that.
Yeah.
What I was telling Eddie before you jumped in the room, this is one of those. This is another Hellraiser movie. This is a movie that has nothing at all to do with the Hellraiser universe. But what the fuck are we going to call this movie? Nobody's going to see this cocksucking motherfucking movie. Put Day of the Dead on it 2. Was there a Day of the Dead Contagion 1?
So funny that you asked that, Tim. There was a Day of the Dead 2 1.
What?
What? I
hear your confusion. Okay.
Day
So,
of the Dead 2, Part 1.
it's not actually called Day of the Dead 2, but the same writer, director did another Day of the Dead sequel just called Day of the Dead.
I
Who owns that? Who owns that property?
Technically,
there has to be somebody who owns, because there's a whole thing with nobody can watch a fucking Friday the 13th movie
Right.
because somebody owns the name,
So
somebody owns the mask.
Yeah, so you call him Jason or whatever. Right. So I don't know. Technically, they're able to do this shit. I don't know why, but
This all the way go back to fucking 1968 and then I'm getting the copyright for Night of the Living
you know what?
Dead?
It might actually. Hold on. Let me look up the Day of the Dead movie for you. Oh, there's another one coming out.
See,
Yeah,
it's a
it
Hellraiser
100%
thing. It's
is.
some fucking stupid ass fucking thing. Just put this goddamn thing on it and you're going to get some stupid asshole to fucking watch the
Tim.
shit.
You're going to get Tim.
By the way, we're 3 stupid assholes. I guess I'm the stupidest because I watched it twice.
One of our guys in our Discord says that they think they saw this on the Sci-Fi Channel, and that
I saw
tracks.
that tracks 100%.
100%.
Yes, it was probably running like repeatedly.
could just hear
over
the
week.
announcement,
Yeah, you
Day
know-
of the Dead 2 Contagium, here on Sci-Fi Channel.
Yeah. This is
Day of the Dead too.
This is to a generation of men, Tim, what the Twilight movies has been to you. It's just fucking on, and I got the fucking pizza and the thing. I ain't gonna touch
I like
the
zombies.
remote.
It's somehow loosely related.
Yeah.
At least these zombies don't sparkle. We can say
It's
that.
got that
right?
much going for it.
well,
That's true.
Technically, the zombies are created by sparkles. So we'll get to that.
Oh my god!
Okay.
You know, when I saw that these things had fucking mass, that's what really got me pissed off.
Yeah. So somehow this is almost 2 hours long and incomplete. I don't know how that happened,
Oh man.
but
It's a longer movie. There's things that had to be cut out
Yeah,
of this
once I
fucking
saw
movie.
the
Because
length of this, I was
yeah.
like, I'm no longer amused.
I was
I'm pissed. Yeah.
Yep. Candice, you and me, buddy. We were pissed buddies at that fucking moment. So we open at Ravenside Hospital where there's this Russian dude freaking out. And they're I don't know why, but some dude steals a butt plug and then the military comes and greases everybody.
Okay,
And
so
I note
when I was trying to connect this to the Romero trilogy, I was like, is this supposed to take place before Night of the Living Dead, and this is what caused the zombie apocalypse?
oh, so there is a Romero
I
connection.
saw the Romero Ward sign.
Yeah, in name fucking only. What a piece
no
of
shit.
Yeah. And DeLuca. There's technically the DeLuca ravine. Anyhow, so he steals the butt plug, stuffs it in a thermos, and escapes. The people go in there and start shooting the Russian guy because he's a zombie, clearly. He bites another hospital worker. Everybody starts turning into zombies. One guy's rigging the joint with C4, and he like scratches his finger. He's like, "No, it was the wire," and his buddy just domes him. Okay,
I had no problem with that because I was like, you know what? It's better to err on the side of caution, right? Nobody knows at that point how that shit gets into you.
Gotcha.
They didn't see the little fucking stars. They didn't see fucking. What the fuck is that bitch name from Peter
Tinkerbell?
Pan?
Tinkerbell
shit going around.
Yeah.
I got Tinkerbell.
Yeah. These people are definitely getting the fucking fairy dust on them. But so, okay, I mean, also no recoil and no.
Oh my god! No, yeah, I have that note. I was like, when they're shooting the guns, you see them like moving the guns like this. There's recoil, but then
Stop.
What?
Stop the show.
Yep.
Stop the show.
Yep.
Those guns.
Yep.
Have you ever seen fucking broomsticks that have some fucking rags wrapped around them to make them look like guns? I stopped this like 3 times.
Yeah.
I'm calling my wife into the room. I'm like, look at this fucking shit. I'm like, first of all, they start the movie off with fucking CGI.
Oh my god!
Jeeps and
not even CG. It looks like clip art that they were like moving across the screen, scooting across it. It was...
Yeah.
It's pretty good. No, you're right. That is a good part of it, the clip art. So then this fucking then the other thing is, okay, this takes place in 1968, right? The caption says, where were they at? They were in Baltimore or some shit.
No, they're in Pennsylvania. This is supposed to be where the fucking outbreak starts in Night of the Living Dead.
Right.
They're in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay. Did you notice all the palm trees they had in Pennsylvania? That was fucking crazy.
Look, that virus is mutating a lot of things, right? This isn't like annihilation.
I mean, not to mention they were using fucking M92s and those didn't exist in 68. But hey, whatever. So we'll get to the timeline shit in a minute too, by the way, because I got fucking pissed off at this shit.
Oh, that shit got me so confused because wait a second. 911 wasn't a thing yet.
Right, yes. So they fucking, okay, so this guy breaks out and ends up getting shot. He drops the fucking thermos. And I mean, Naven would have been fucking pissed. Then it says, then we get, that's the cold open, right? And then we get the Day of the Dead 2, Contagium. I mean, you could have just said Contagion. You didn't have to say Contagium.
There are so many parts of this movie where they reference the very famous disemboweling scene in the original Day of the Dead. That it's but they just
probably
one of the most insulting things I've ever seen. Like, I'm not like a huge Romero person, but I would be absolutely livid with outrage if I had seen this piece of shit.
Not my zombies. That's all I kept saying when I watched this movie.
Not your zombies.
These are not my zombies. No. This is raping my childhood of zombies.
Yeah. So then it says 5 days ago. Now, we started in 1968.
Yep.
Now we are 5 days ago. I ask you, humble listener, what year is
this movie taking
place?
Right,
yes. Because then we just get a dude on a cell phone, and I'm like, I don't think they had cell phones in 1968. I could be wrong.
That was part of the recovered alien technology.
Oh, okay,
no,
Candice.
The thing that got me first is when we cut to them in the hospital watching a color horror movie with a guy who has a mohawk. I'm like, what, in 1968?
Yeah, because at first they're just out at the ravine, and this fucking Isaac guy. Can we talk about how much I hate everybody on the cast?
They're the absolute worst.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's...
So... At first, I was like, because they don't explain...
You know what? The crazy chick with the short hair, I hate her character, but I think she's doing it, right?
She's trying.
Unless they really got some fucking mental patient bitch to fucking be in the movie.
I mean, so the whole thing, first of all, problematic. This whole thing takes place at a fucking mental
ward, my God,
right?
and you know that I was taking notes like, you can't do that. You can't do that. Mm-hmm. You can't do that. That's a horrible violation of ethics. You can't do that.
Oh, yeah.
But it's 1968, Candice, so it's 1968 minus 5 days.
They have the internet.
Actually, 1967.
Yeah. Those motherfuckers emailing. No, it's clearly it's supposed to be present day, but 5 days ago.
Okay, yeah. So my other thing when I was trying to piece this together with the rest of the Romero stuff, I was like, at the end of the original Dawn of the Dead, humanity's fucked. I'm like, what? Are we to believe that it somehow worked itself out in the end? fuck it.
Sure, why not? So
this is actually called Part 2, but it's actually a prequel.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Is it? Oh no! Wait, no, it isn't because it takes place today.
Yeah, no, it's when I was looking it up on like Wikipedia or something, it calls itself a prequel / sequel. So part of it takes place before Day of the Dead, and part of it takes place after Day of the Dead.
Oh, okay. Technically, okay, then yeah, the 68 takes place before. Okay, so that's a workaround, Tim. They got you there.
No, because then, so according to this movie universe, Night of the Living Dead, Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead.
According to this, it did happen, but everything came out okay. I guess.
Yeah.
And then everybody suddenly forgot that zombies had taken over the world.
Yeah. It's a real like Resident Evil situation. They just burned the entire town. They're just like, fuck it. No. So these assholes, this idiot is reading this book through this entire fucking movie, and I really, really wanted to punch the TV because the just pseudo-intellectual like dickbag reading like pithy shit about death
and immortality.
Like,
would you give somebody in a mental institution that kind of a
book?
Tim,
that was, oh my god. So the shit everybody's allowed to have access to in this mental institution is insanity. So he's just reading all this dumb shit about like, well, I guess humans wanting to be immortal, that's kind of bullshit, because at the end of the day, maybe they'll just make a statue about you. And the guy's like, yeah, I'd like to make a statue about the nurse with the fucking tatones. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, all right, dude, calm down.
And then the book gets all incel because it's like the fate of the human race depends on women being
controlled
to their man.
It's the paterfamilias's job to control the woman to ensure the propagation of his genetic line.
The pet or what?
I was like, oh my fucking god. I was dying.
Yep. This is that whole quiverful movement. Remember those fuckers? That the whole thing was like, you should get married and make your wife churn out like 16 fucking kids. Because each one is an arrow in your quiver.
A lot of religions are like that because that's because you always hear like how like this is the fastest growing religion. That's only because those people are fucking turning out kids.
Yeah. Well, somebody's got to pay the 10%, and somebody's got to go get shot in war. So that'll be the pores. So anyhow, they find the canister, and the dude's all like, "Oh, I'm definitely going to open this."
The African American character in this movie. I was offended for him. Yep. I was like, this poor man had to sit here and be like, this is a treasure. This is my treasure.
No, they all act
I have written down
so terribly.
Because in the beginning of the movie, we see that these are fast zombies, right?
That's not Romero zombies. I even took issue with that.
No. Well, I have it. This is how they worked it out because they're going to have the fast zombies now turned into slow guys.
Damn.
So it balances out. You take a fast zombie, you give them to a slow person, and then they turn out to be like a regular zombie.
Technically, yeah. Speed-wise. You're right there, Tim. So, yeah, we're introduced to Jackie, Isaac, Sam, and who the fuck was the other guy?
Who fucking knows?
The only names I know is Isaac.
And Emma.
Because somebody keeps saying it over and over.
And Emma, yep.
And Army Girl.
Army Girl's Patty.
Big Mouth Troublemaker.
Yeah, the junkie hoe.
That's Vicky. Yeah, Vicky, literally they call her a junkie hoe.
You know what? Hats off to this movie, because I think this movie really does show the power of addiction. Because all the shit that was going around that fucking lady, the only thing that she cared about was getting her next fucking fix.
Yeah, how progressive.
Right? And... That would have been a great thing if, like, right before she's ready to shoot up, she got her fucking works all done up, the needle's right in. Before she hits a plunger, she looks up, she sees that shit, and she looks at the thing, and she takes it out and throws it on the
Oh yeah, the old hobo that like sees some shit.
Pouring out my bottle of wine.
Pours out the bottle of hooch.
Just take the syringe and just shoot it straight up in the air and just see it all.
Yeah. Then we get the dad from Deadbeat at Dawn running up there trying to lick it off the floor.
Just trying to kill the rats in the walls.
So yeah,
What happens if you drink heroin? If you take that shot for real, like if you cooked it up, like
Yeah.
how you're gonna do, if you're gonna shoot it into your arm, and you just like
Okay.
shot it in the back of your
So
throat.
if you ingest an opioid, what happens?
No, I know what happens if you
Well,
ingest an opioid.
you feel
but
really good.
that form of it into your stomach.
I mean, I have to imagine you'd probably feel really
Like drinking
good.
it. Yeah.
You could start enjoying the music of Rush, maybe.
I don't think you want to be on heroin and listen
Of
to Rush.
salesman.
Like Lou Reed is more your speed. Yeah.
There you go. You enjoy the music of REO Speedwagon. It would take something, maybe a little stronger even. So, okay, we find out that our hero Isaac is necrophobic. His girlfriend Emma is a cutter. His girlfriend Emma's best friend Patty or whatever. I don't know.
I'll tell you this: the worst thing that she did was cut her hair.
Damn. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with Army Girl, by the way.
But
she's like passive aggressive or some shit like that.
I think they try to insinuate that she might be gay and have an unrequited love with.
Oh
Emma.
No! Come on, definitely she does. She's in fucking love with Emma. She's all about Emma.
And I'm just like, I mean, her?
And isn't that crazy? And Emma's all about Isaac.
Emma? Like, really?
Don't judge.
Okay, I guess. Look, man, everybody's got a different taste. I get it.
Hey, she's in a mental
Slim
hospital.
pickings.
You can't blame her.
So this whole friend group is hanging out in Ward 1 with the cool doctor.
Oh, God. The fucking doctor who is so bad at his job. Holy shit. Worst doctor I've ever seen.
That's why he's working in this place, right?
Yeah.
If he's a great doctor,
Okay,
he's not
that
working
reminds me.
in this
Let me
like
take a tangent here for a second. Because I was watching an episode. Episode of Columbo when they were on the on a not a sail ship, a cruise. When Columbo was on a cruise. And there was the doctor of the cruise ship had a big part to play in it. And I was like, you got to be fucking bottom of the totem pole to be a cruise ship doctor. I was like, you have to have like a drug addiction or sex addiction or something.
No, look, I could see, look, like maybe if you're like at a certain age, if you're like, I'm ready to retire, I don't want to have my practice anymore, what's a good way that, I get free fucking travel around the world and not that hard of a job.
It's lots of diarrhea and heart attacks. Yeah, I imagine that's all it is.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's easy to take care of. Here's some fucking Imodium AD and here's a body bag. That's
not even a body bag. Somebody just went missing.
Well, for the guys having a heart attack.
I don't know. He was leaning over the railing last I saw, drunk.
I thought for sure you'd agree with me because my husband said the same thing. He was like, "Well, maybe you just like to travel."
Yeah, that's right.
I just assume that you have a drug problem, and you
with
have
one
to
stone.
hide it by going in
waters
international all the
makes
time.
sense. So yeah, their doctor is a real fucking like what's his name? Mark Harmon from Summer School. He's the cool guy.
Nailed it. Even with that fucking shirt that he has
the douchey shirt. I'm surprised he didn't have a dog that had a fucking bandana that matched his shirt. The piece of shit. So he's like, no, man, I'm like the chill doctor. You guys can totally go fuck it out tonight.
No,
like, I don't think
no. You're
allowed
supposed to have relationships because you're supposed to be focusing on getting better and getting in messy.
Yeah.
But what if you're there, Candice, what if you're there to observe them making out and fucking? You're keeping an eye on them.
That's not...
Well, but what if it would be entertaining and you could learn something from it?
Like, what if you try to put two kinds of crazy together and they fuck? What's going to happen?
Super crazy.
Well, I mean, but we learn later on that fucking Dr. Chrome Dome kind of like gets... He's got to like, you got a suicidal woman and a fucking guy who's afraid of death. Yeah. Let's hook them up.
Playing matchmaker.
Because
it's like that immersion therapy, right?
No, it's opposites attract, Tim. That's what that Paula Abdul song taught me. So yeah, he's like, all right, you guys go fuck. I'm going to go hang out. And then as he's going to hang out, fucking, what was his name? The douchey guy.
One?
Jackie, the patient with the rage problem. That's all, I'm mad at everybody.
Oh,
he steals the fucking canister and sneaks off to the toilet with it, right? Sam. We can call him Sam.
The movie they're watching is Frankenhose. Frankenhose.
Is that a real movie?
That I was just like, this is definitely a movie that they made before this, right? And so this is the only thing they had the rights to put on the TV. But then I started getting invested in Frankenhose. I was like, you know what? Actually, this might not
I put
be
in
too
my
bad
notes.
of a
I feel like
movie.
I would rather be watching that movie, Frankenhose.
I have written down, don't show me a better movie while I'm watching this piece of shit.
Yeah. But I looked it up. It's not a real movie.
Just another bitter disappointment.
Does anybody own the rights to it? Because, I mean, that's like low-hanging fruit, right?
I mean, you've got Frankenhooker, right? So this, I feel like this is the dollar store
Frankenhooker's already dollar store.
But this is when Frankenhooker's gotten to a certain age and a certain amount of teeth. She becomes Frankenhooker,
exactly.
right?
Yeah. But when she's shot up too much, so it brings her price down. Now she got to shoot it up between her toes, right, Tim?
Well, you think with Frankenhooker, you could take the teeth out, right?
Yeah, that's true. Fewer teeth.
Take an arm off, taking a leg off, whatever your fucking kink is. Frankenhooker.
There's actually a story from George R.R. Martin called Meat House Man that is about animating dead bodies to be prostitutes.
Oh, that'd be perfect for Tim. You go in, he's like, you got something in a red head, and then he just rips the head off of the broad, sticks on another head. There you go.
I like a little response. Not
they do
much,
respond, though, because of haptic feedback. Yeah.
There you go, Tim. See, it's perfect.
Wow, that's true.
They'll even sit there and let you talk to
all
them.
the gas coming out while you're banging away.
You can just sit there and jab at them fucking all day about fucking Spoolie or
She's
whoever.
A squirter.
But she's squirting from her arm.
I'll take it.
So Vicky, the hooker drug lady, and Patty, the friend that wants to bang out Emma, they go and they snitch to, and I have this guy Marshall, the bad doctor. I have him listed as Ben Stiller from Happy Gilmore.
I think that Marshall is the only security guard or orderly who isn't a trustee, because all the other ones, they're in this mental hospital, right? But they're just good.
Well, all the other like orderlies and stuff, they act like they belong with the patients.
That's what I meant. That's why I said they're trustees. Yeah. They're just the ones who act the best, and they get like, hey, you know how we can save on some fucking money here?
Right.
Is get one Nazi guy, Marshall, to run the whole fucking ward, and get all the ones, the ones who aren't violent.
And
give
guns.
them the keys.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So Marshall runs over and breaks him up and is like, "Hey, don't fuck." And then Cool Doctor pops by. He's like, "Look, they're standing outside kissing. Like he's not in her. Clearly, they're not having sex."
Grab his crotch. See if he has an erection or not.
Yeah, quick.
Do it right now. See, there's no erection.
See, go suck his dick. See if you can make him bust, because then he might be in his refractory period right now. So if you can't, but no, Marshall's got other ideas.
You know how hard it is to bust when you're reading that fucking book, Denying Death or whatever the fuck it is? Because he's the guy's getting a blowjob.
This fucking guy, book. I know. What's the attraction? None. There can be none.
She's crazy.
Okay, well that's fair, Tim.
Can I just go real quick about how I know somebody who actually met and married somebody by meeting them in a mental institution?
Did it work out? Oh well.
As far as I know, they're still married. Wait, hold on. No, I think actually I might be wrong. I have to ask my wife, but she might be back in the mental institution.
Either they're still married, or she killed and cooked him and fed him to the neighborhood. One or the other.
It's a kind of fucked up story, but I'm going to try to make it.
Please
fun.
do.
My wife and I, one time, she started becoming friendly with this guy who has a taxi service, like before Uber and stuff like that. And whenever we needed a car, we would always call him, and he would drive us this and that. He'd wait half an hour outside the store while we were shopping and coming back in, all that stuff. He was like kind of like taxi, but like a little bit more like friendly.
I'm seeing a pattern with your wife being friendly to men and you guys getting extra services and discounts. But anyhow, go on.
Well, it's not going to work with me. Believe me, Korean women are tough. The restaurant that I'm going to tomorrow for barbecue. No matter how much I wink or shake my ass at that female owner.
In fact, she adds gratuity on there.
It just doesn't work. Yeah. She actually did. Last time she said it was supposed to be a free beer because it was our anniversary, and she charged us for it. So I'm like, what the fuck? But we became friendly with them, and it was summertime. My wife wanted to go up into the like a day trip up in the mountains. We're going to barbecue and stuff like that. And he's like, he'll drive us, but he's going to bring his girlfriend with. His wife. And my wife had already met her a couple of times, something like that. And she gave me like a thing like, be careful with her. She used to be in a mental institution. Don't do anything too crazy, shit like that. And it turns out that this woman has nothing wrong with her. She just got put in a mental institution because her parents didn't know what the fuck to do with her. She was like a little bit off, but nothing like you should be in a mental institution, right?
Okay.
So her parents, I guess, to relieve their guilt for putting their daughter in the mental hospital, would send this taxi guy up every week with a basket of like food and treats.
Treats.
Fucking dog. Well, yeah, delicious treats.
Yeah.
Cupcakes and rice
fresh
and
tennis
all
ball,
that shit, right?
A Conga chew.
And they ended up getting into an actual fucking relationship, and he checked her out of the mental hospital.
Hell yeah.
Okay. And they got married, and like I said, I'm not 100% sure if she's back in the mental hospital now because this guy, but I actually know somebody who actually met somebody and hooked up and got married from somebody.
Well, at least he wasn't working there. That'd be a
lot
different story.
Yeah. So wait,
no, it was Candice. He was only going there because her parents were paying him to deliver stuff.
Right.
So,
no.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Whoa, wait a second! I can burn the candle at both ends here." How much are they going to pay me to marry her?
Now, Tim, if you said there's nothing wrong with her, why would she be back in the mental hospital?
Because I'm assuming, I don't know, Candice, correct me if I'm wrong. If you're married or if you're a legal guardian, it's if you take somebody out of a mental hospital, it's kind of easier to put them back into it.
So you're saying he returned her? He's like, this one's defective. What do you got? And like, like somebody that's like anorexic or something. Can we get a little different flavor?
That's kind of a scumbag fucking move.
There's a lot of legal ins and outs of that. Is the fact that if she wasn't there, if her parents put her in there and they were her legal guardians, he could not check her out. That would never happen without their permission.
Well, no, Candice. He just has
maybe he got the permission.
Okay, so if he became her legal guardian, then like he would have to prove that she needed 24-hour surveillance to be put in a hospital. You can't just say, "I'm done, take her back."
No,
well, look, I'm not going to lie. This woman was a little bit off because she was telling my wife and I about how her father was the head of the KIA in South Korea, which is the CIA in South Korea. And they had to leave the country.
Oh my God, if I had $1 for every time someone told me that someone was out to kill them in the government. I hear that a lot.
No, Candice. I like this whole mental hospital, Tim, where it's like getting your shoes at bowling. You just have to like give them your license, and then you can check one out, and then you just come and return it.
Yeah, it's not easy. It is not
done
easy
with
to get someone committed. You have to prove that they are a danger to themselves or someone else.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess, then maybe it was maybe part of the story that we heard about her being put in there because her parents just couldn't handle it. Had a little bit of truth and a little bit of bullshit into it.
I mean,
because she was definitely, there was, like I said, she wasn't like crazy like I was afraid to be in the car with her, where she's gonna like grab the steering wheel and fucking drive us off the mountain or anything like that. But it was a little bit tough standing there with a straight face when she's telling me that she's the daughter of the top KIA guy and all in Korea and all that stuff. And I'm just like,
Is that the soothing non-committal agreement? the Korean equivalent to that?
Oh, yes, that's right. Yes. Oh.
I'm just saying, like, if she got locked up, can we get like half of these QAnon fuckers in there for the same kind of bullshit?
Can you imagine? It's gotta be easy. Because you know what? All you'd have to do is just give them a wellness check.
Trigger them.
Just talk to these people for 5 minutes, right?
Yeah. Just be like, I'm going to go, I'm taking the kids upstate. We're going to go to Comet Ping Pong Pizza. They said I should bring the kids. right?
Well, wasn't there some fucking crazy bitch who killed the fucking kids because of QAnon? She thought it was like the end of the world or
I mean,
shit.
there
like
will
that was
always be
happening?
people like
know.
that.
There's
There's a lot
so
of
many-
sick people.
We had a pretty good summer of women killing their kids a couple of years back, because I remember the one that thought that the world was turning into zombies and that her kids were zombies, and so she killed them. And then she fucked off to Hawaii, and everybody's like, "Where's your kids at?"
That's
She's
the one
like,
I'm talking about. Yeah, the one with the fucking
Yeah.
That's
no,
what
I
I'm
don't think
talking
she was a
about. Okay, I got them
QAnon
mixed
guy. I
up.
think
Okay.
the dude that she was hooking up
Oh,
with
she was just a zombie.
was a
It's so
cult guy.
it's so easy to sit back and make fun of this, but it's fucking tragic because they believe this.
Oh no, Candice, it
Yeah.
is tragic, and that's the only thing that I can do to wrap my mind around it is make fun of it, because I cannot believe how, in this age, 2022, you could have that many people who believe that JFK Jr. is alive and was in hiding until he secretly became the vice president to Donald Trump last year. The amount of people who believe that, it is just, I cannot wrap my mind around it. So the only thing you can do is make fun of it, because otherwise it's just, how do you figure, how did people
I was
think that?
talking more about the fact that when
Yeah,
people
I
have
don't know.
delusions, it sounds funny. Like there was this one guy who said that every single night the spirit of Barack Obama came into his room and anally raped him. Like it sounds funny, right?
sorry.
But then
That's funny.
he's really upset because he honestly believes that he was being raped every single night. In his mind, it is real. So it's really sad.
Well, so that's when what you do is you hide. Tim will hide in the closet dressed up as Obama. I'll hide in the closet dressed up as Trump.
My
And I'll
God.
come out and kill the Tim when he comes out to rape
Now,
the
you
guy.
know what, Eddie? You just solved
God.
so many years of therapy, right?
Yeah.
Just dress up somebody just like Trump,
Just
dress up somebody
leave.
like Obama, and just have Trump come out and just beat the shit out of Obama.
Just
Yeah.
lean into the psychosis and then tell him like, "Hey, I'm Donald Trump and I'm always here to protect you. All you got to do is make sure you take all of your meds every day like you're supposed to. Bye." And then leave.
And then you'd really have to be crazy to think that Donald Trump would actually care enough to do that for you. So
Well, yeah, he already thinks Obama's raping him.
it's an immersion therapy.
Yeah, I don't think that's how immersion therapy works. And I think you're thinking
Yeah,
of
you're-
exposure therapy.
When you're a
Just
healthcare
putting it, just put him in full of room with guys who look like
when you're a
Barack
healthcare
Obama
professional,
and
you're
have
not
him do
supposed to
nothing.
feed into the delusion.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not supposed to do wacky experiments with sketch comedy vibes. I think that's
Well, like I said before, if I was ever in a situation like a hostage situation and the motherfucker was crazy, I'd be playing into that shit. I'd be like, "Oh my fucking thank God, these motherfuckers just getting ready to kill me too.
What
You
I
just
said
saved my
actually, what I
life,
meant
bro.
to say
Let's
was,
go."
no, bitch, listen. What
There
you
you
need
go.
to do is redirect them. It sounds awful, but it's the same thing you do with a toddler when they're throwing a tantrum. Instead of
I was say that's what I do with
you
my
get
cat when
their
he's getting ready to
attention
jump
away
on the
from
TV.
what they're fixating on, and then it stops the
I
escalation
do-
into violence.
See, I do this with my wife too. She'll get on my case about some shit, and I'll be like, "Man, you hear about that
Oh
shit
my
Trump
God.
pulled the other day?" And then just go off on that for half an hour, and I can just
Then
skate.
you just have to pick up your controller to play play a game and be like, okay,
Wait a second, that's what my wife does to me.
Yeah, Tim. See,
Have you seen Newsmax today? Oh my God, the shit they're saying.
Tim, your wife's great, buddy. So,
She is.
all right,
I'm a
so
lucky
so
man.
Marshall separates them, and while this is going on, the boys all pop up into the bathroom to go open the canister, and this fucking butt plug that falls out of here then like just springs open like the fucking like you said, it's Hellraiser, right? So the fucking
It
thing-
is. No, at this point, I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm starting to get
Nope.
like this
Nope.
isn't a zombie
No.
movie that I know of, right? It's once
Yeah.
that thing opens up like that, this is now some kind of
Yep.
alien movie, right? This is something.
and then
from
it's
outer
like, oh,
space,
this
Yeah.
was never
okay.
supposed to be linked with Day of the Dead at all. This was a completely different movie.
no.
No, I mean, I guess maybe. Well, I think the closest that you can get to a link, if you want to stretch it, like fucking Stretch Armstrong, is in Night of the Living Dead. There is some mention about a satellite
That's
returning
right.
to Earth,
Yep.
right? And then that's when this shit happens, and whether or not that's actually what the actual reasoning is, or if that's just a coincidence, or whatever
it's the
or filler.
It's the Maximum Overdrive ending where they're all like, "Oh, it was
and
a
the comet's
comet."
gone now.
It's like,
so.
I mean, I suppose. So everything's okay.
But I've never seen a comet do this. So this is alien shit. This isn't biological. Right. This isn't fucking some kind of chemical weapon program from Russia or China or some shit like that.
A bunch of bad CGI comes out of it. And fucking
I was going to say it was everybody. Hey, listen, you're special.
And then I have Marshall hits the fire alarm, and that does nothing.
Well, another missed opportunity with this movie, what they could have done, and how they set this up is he's in the fucking bathroom stall. They break open the door. He drops that vial, and it lands over a fucking water pipe drain, right? So I'm thinking in my head, okay, here's where the shit starts. The vial breaks, and the shit goes down into the water system, and bada bing, bada boom.
You never saw this coming, because I know I fucking didn't.
But, no, I never saw little fucking Tinkerbells.
No, I'll tell you what I didn't fucking see. Okay, so, then Chrome Dome, the Nazi doctor, pops in. Fucking Mengele pops in. And he's all like...
Bowtie Mengele. That's
Bowtie Mengele, yeah. And he's all like...
He's trying to look cute, but it ain't working.
Yeah. He's like, look, take Emma over to the gyno tomorrow. They're going to check her puss for commies. And then we're going to... That's what they do.
Yeah, that's the technical term.
And you give them the old oil check.
I mean... All right, I'm not a doctor. I never worked in a mental hospital or anything like that. But
really?
Can you tell if the next day after somebody bangs whether or not
you can't tell that they had sex?
No.
Or are they just looking for evidence of them banging?
Yeah, you can tell if they had sex. There's usually the bruising around the neck. So,
from which one? Because they're both crazy.
Yeah. So
he's the one who's like, since he's afraid of dying.
Oh wait, do you think if he's afraid of dying, he's afraid of coming because it's the little death?
Just a little afraid of it. Just a little.
That's like his
adrenaline
junkie
18 years.
is coming.
Yeah. Oh God. That would have been a...
Yeah, see? I almost died 18 times last night.
Yeah, he's just edging forever.
Because those mental patients, they can whack off anytime they want.
Because Cronenberg's pitching the movie Crash, but instead of them having to get in accidents, they just whack off. He's like, no, listen, they get a real big thrill out of coming because they're afraid of death. And, the French call it the little death, so... Producers just shaking their head. Just fuck you.
Correctly, right? Isn't it small doses of death?
Sure.
Okay.
So the nice doctor, I'm gonna call him Dr. Summer School. He's on the GeoCities page with a bunch of Alex Jones conspiracies. And man, did that bring me back. Remember those old fucking websites you'd go to and they'd tell you all sorts of cool shit was going on? Still up?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Who's paying for that? Wait a second.
Maybe they had an estate.
You know what? I'll bet it's tax funded.
I'm kidding.
They cannot have an estate and probably estate. Because you know what? If they have an estate, Candice, that proves that they fucking knew it was bullshit, right?
I want to see if they take donations.
But for real, who is fucking paying for that website to stay up? Because that shit ain't for free, right?
Oh, no.
People would pay a high premium
actually,
for that
I was watching a recent
website.
documentary on Heaven's Gate, and there are still people who believe and are still alive today. I bet they're paying for it.
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I say this, Candice, they're not believers.
They 100% are like, this is what they had to do, and I didn't do it, but, eventually my vessel is going to be ready for the transcendence, and, yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God. You know what? Hold on. That's a great fucking scam. Because how many fucking years before fucking Hellbach comes around?
Never.
Yeah. See, we missed our chance. Now we have to wait for the next whatever fucking comment. Give us your money.
So I think they might be making the money. You can get hard copy editions of their book for $45 on the website. I think maybe the money that they're making off the book, maybe that's what's keeping. Because this website, I'm looking at this website, Tim. This couldn't be more than 13 cents a month to maintain this. There's not much going on here.
Okay.
But anyhow, yeah, he goes.
Still, somebody's paying 13 cents.
Yeah. So he goes and he writes an email to whoever runs the website, and it's very convenient because
I know that's what I have to do when I write emails. Every single email. Dear sir or madam, I hope this letter finds you in good state.
Why did you cancel my subscription to Black
Why
Tail
did you
magazine?
block me on Twitter? I have your
it.
email.
Yeah, I know where you live.
It's only a step away before I find out your real mail.
Yeah. So then the nurse pops by and she's like, hey, why don't you come over Saturday, have a pot roast and blow my fucking back out for me and bring some wine. He's like, well, right.
Did she just ask me on a date?
Did she just... fucking nerd.
Mm-hmm.
Then I have the will-o-wisps come back and wake everybody up, and they all stare at him. They all stare at him like I said, goons.
They have masks because they move a fucking what the fuck is that thing called over the guy? Why does that guy even have that shit over his fucking bed?
Oh, the guy that's got the fucking
like a little
mobile,
baby.
like a baby over
mobile.
his bed.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know.
And then the other thing too is when it happens to the chick, does she see like is that math equations on the fucking ceiling?
I think so. But what I
love,
love,
or does she write it?
What I love is that all of the women are in like solitary confinement, and all the men have like these dope like
you have to
their
control
boyhood
the women.
room recreated.
This is the message
for them.
of this movie.
That's okay. So yeah, then the will-o-wisps like touch their pineal gland, and open up their third eye or whatever.
And this is where I'm like, this is
so
not
I
a
put
fucking zombie
so this
movie.
movie is putting forward into canon that the zombie outbreak from Night of the Living from Night of the Living Dead was caused by recovered alien technology.
And Twinkabells.
Well, Tim, that is offensive.
I was gonna say, I think I drove by that club in Miami.
I've already had a brownie and 3 beers. It's my birthday week.
Your birthday week? Come on, Tim.
I'm taking that from Asher. She's the one to turn me on that shit.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So yeah, then the next morning they wake up and Sam is foaming at the mouth and vomiting and having tremors. And the other guys,
the aliens made them high because their pupils have overtaken the rest of their eye and gave them psoriasis.
Yeah, their eyes are black. Yeah, so
no, I just gave them wet toilet paper.
I love that they're all like just peeling the skin off, and they're like, "Oh, what do you think's going on here?" And this guy's like, "Oh, I know what it is. It's an allergic reaction to snake poison. Because see, we're shedding our skin like snakes."
Yeah,
and I'm like,
"All right, now Candice." Oh, sorry.
I was going to say, and I'm like, this guy has the same fundamental knowledge of fucking biology as the goddamn homeopaths do. Anyhow.
Well, my question is for Candice, who actually worked in a mental hospital. What do you think would happen to a bunch of people in a mental hospital if all of a sudden their skin started peeling off and their eyes turned completely
checked.
black?
They'd probably be sent to not a real hospital, but...
No, not what you as a staff would do. Them as mental patients. If they looked in a mirror as a mental patient and my eyes are now completely black and I could start peeling skin off of me and I'm thinking that maybe I got bit by a snake and the snake is turning me into another snake.
No, you freak the fuck out.
You go on just acting all normal for the rest of the day? Yeah.
No, Tim, imagine if just a normal household of people that happened to. Fuck even having mental illness.
That's exactly my point. That's what I want to. If that shit happened to me, I'd be shitting my fucking pants. Yeah. Never mind are already in a fucking mental hospital.
Oh, by the way, they're all peeling their skin off together in the bathroom. Nobody's talking about the fucking will-o-wisps.
Yeah, and none of them are doing the obvious joke here, which would be to eat it and say itchy tasty.
What?
Damn.
Day of the Dead.
Itchy tasty. Come on.
Resident Evil, bitch.
So,
my God.
Right. Sorry, I got all my zombie shit jumbled up right now. This movie broke my fucking brain.
He's trolling you, Candice. Don't fall.
So then Emma's going in to get her medical. And to do that, you always strap the woman
it depends.
down.
Sometimes they do have to be strapped down, but...
Yeah. And then the doctor's all like, "Oh, all right, well, I'll be right back. I got to go take a shit."
Yeah,
Unconcerned
she's
by her
getting a
skin,
vagina
by the
chemical
way.
peel. That's how she keeps it so youthful looking down there. That's what's happening.
Oh, I think I heard Gwyneth Paltrow was talking about
Yeah, you
that.
think that shit's on a puss?
God.
Just sloughing off.
What? It can't be just on the face, right? It's got to be all over the body.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Wouldn't you be losing hair over that? I don't know how deep the skin is that they're
Oh, it's
losing.
all patchy. It looks like a mangy
It's
dog.
a good way to get a Brazilian. Oh, God. Look, bitch, I think you got mites. I ain't going down there. Okay?
With that case, it might be
We're
worse.
going to have to swish some fucking Listerine up there or something. I don't know what's fucking going on. So then he leaves, and then Rape Doctor comes in, and he says, "Hey,
Okay.
if
Here we go. This is going to be the next 45 minutes discussion of the show.
Because, hey, I want to do a medical on you, and I'm going to just say that you're pregnant, even though you're not. But I can cover this up if you let me rape you."
And make you pregnant. That way I'm not a liar.
Yeah. And then, so he goes to rape her. Now, one thing we haven't established, Tim, is that everybody can
they're
feel
all psychic.
whatever happens
At this point, yes.
to everybody else.
No. They're not only. I don't think they're psychic yet.
No.
But whatever it is, they can all feel whatever's happening
Right.
to one of the people who had the Tinkerbell going into their heads.
So, like, if
I almost said it again.
imagine me, Tim, and Candice all got sprayed with the Tinkerbell dust, right? So then if Tim stubs his toe, Candice and I both feel it. We're like, ow, we stubbed our toe.
Mm-hmm. And then you get a black and blue on your toe, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
not
you
only
get a
is it
little
just
bump.
feeling it, but it's actually, it's almost like it's physically happening to you.
So, Tim, go ahead.
This movie really, it could have won me over, and this is a fucked up thing to say, but I think this would be like a really artistic way of showing rape.
Please expound on this.
If we would have seen, yes. If we would have seen McRapey Doctor, he's not even a doctor, he's like an orderly, right? Yeah. Doing what he wants to do to that woman that's all wrapped up and tied up in the bed or whatever the fuck it is. And then we just see the reactions of the four dudes in the other ward. Like it's happening to them at the same time. Because every time when we see the slow guy banging his head on the wall, everybody else, they start banging their fucking head and all that other shit, right?
So, Tim,
it really missed an opportunity there where it could have really gone to some like really dark, deep territories, but would have made the movie better, in my opinion.
Tim, this isn't a woke movie.
Oh shit, that's right. Yeah, that would have been woke,
So
right?
Tim,
Men experiencing what it's
Tim
like.
wanted to see the hive mind zombie lady get raped so that the men could feel it and see what their reaction is what he's getting at.
It's like one of those Japanese porn movies where like they
Kind
do
of
body swap,
what you're talking
right?
about makes me think of an episode of Masters of Horror, the one from Mick Garris called Chocolate, where Henry Thomas is the main guy, and he's entering the mind of this woman just randomly, experiencing what she's experiencing. And at one point, he enters her body, astrophysically, and she's getting fucked. And so he's a man feeling what it feels like to get fucked. Yeah, I did not expect that to happen. I was like, holy shit, I've never seen anything like this before.
Oh, is that Black Mirror fighting vipers?
Yes. Well, no.
Well,
yes, and no.
Because they feel it, right? And his buddy turned into a broad, and they banged her out.
Yeah, but I think it's a little bit different when it's a body swap like that, right? Like if they did a Freaky Friday, but the NC-17 version,
Freakiest Friday.
I'd be down for that.
Freak in the Sheets Friday.
The freakiest Friday. Oh, goddamn. So, yeah, no, he doesn't. She ends up just biting him on his arm instead of getting raped. And then he slaps her. Now,
I'm sorry. The other point, too, is here's how disgusting and piggish men are. He sees the way she looks, and he still wants to fucking rape her.
Oh, yeah.
She's obviously fucking sick. There's something wrong with her besides being mentally in a mental hospital and being tied up. But she's got skin peeling all over her fucking place, and her eyes are black as fucking coal.
Tim, you should watch that movie Dead Girl.
You know, there's something that I need to address here that men, and no offense to you, Tim and Eddie, men don't seem to get about rape. It's not about sex. It's about power. Men don't rape women because they find them attractive. They rape them because they want to be in control and feel powerful because they took something forcibly away from a woman.
Right. So if you are raping, then just make sure that you bust really hard and then be like, I enjoyed this sexually, so it wasn't about power. It was about my sexual gratification. It's the perfect crime, Tim. So you just got to make sure you really enjoy it. Like, take a picture of your face the whole time.
Then your defense attorney just calls like all the top fucking experts in the field. They're like, yes, it's all about power. It's all about power. It's all about power.
Exactly. Look, man, if this was about...
You just Nathan Fielded rape.
Exactly. There you go, Tim. The mission, justify a rape. So I took a shitload of Molly and then fucked this broad out. No, anyhow. So
but just to cover myself, I put that Molly's in the water supply of all the DAs and judges in the country, so they would experience the same thing that I was experiencing. They legally could have to recuse themselves from the trial.
Then I dressed myself up as all of their wives and girlfriends, had sex with them, and asked them how much they enjoyed it. See, there's no way you couldn't enjoy it while you're on the Molly. And you guys are all my witnesses. Ha ha. So the guys head over to the fucking mess hall.
Oh my god, my son was watching this movie because he's sick. Well, because he was like, "Is this supposed to be a good movie?" And I was like, "No, not at all." I was like, "This is supposed to be a very bad movie." So he likes bad movies, so he sat down and started watching it with me.
Okay, that's fair. So the guy like pukes in his food and then his neighbor's food that kind of weirdly looks like Jay from the Clerks movies.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
Twitchy Jay. Oh, and I failed to mention when we're all walking in the mental ward at the beginning when they come back from work duty, one of the guys sniffs the cool doctor and is all like, "Oh, you smell clean." Once. And that's going to come back later. Once, for nothing, but it'll come back. So yeah, they keep puking and eating it, and dude pukes up a bunch of black shit. And then we see Sam's picking these like huge pustules off of his face. Yeah, shit.
That's when my son said, "Ooh, they have the monkeypox."
Oh, dude, you think that's what Marshall was gonna get if he banged out Emma? He was gonna get the monkeypox. You know what? That makes sense. That's how they got it, from a butt plug and a thermos at a fucking ravine. The DeLuca ravine, by the way.
If you go to a ravine and you find a butt plug and you take it home and you use it, you deserve monkeypox. You deserve whatever the fuck you're gonna get.
Yeah, that's on you. That's true, Tim.
I mean, at least throw it in the fucking
Is this
dishwasher.
butt plug dishwasher safe?
The dishwasher.
I can't be bothered to hand wash.
You gotta look up.
I guarantee there are sex toys that say dishwasher safe. Oh, wow. Come on, you need two dishwashers,
just leave it,
right? That's
just leave it in there. You need
No. It's bad enough you're washing my fucking cummy underwear and cummy socks in the same washing machine, but a dishwasher? No, come on.
Timmy, you're a grown man. Quit coming in your socks.
Sometimes it's an accident.
Your socks up.
That's a good point.
And you have to pull your socks up as high as you possibly can.
Oh, God.
When I go out and I wear shorts, my socks go up past my shorts.
So, Tim, you're saying what you're telling me that happens is sometimes you do a standing, like, beat off, and then your cum, like, slip and slides down your balls into your sock.
Oh.
It's like a cum gutter.
I'm going to be 54 years old tomorrow. I'm not standing up.
That's a young man.
That's true. That is a young man thing.
I can't take a risk and get myself a double heart attack.
Double heart attack. How'd Tim die? Well, let me tell you, he was standing up and he beat it.
If only he was standing but wasn't jerking it, or if he was jerking it but not standing, he'd still be alive today.
Yeah.
Right?
It was too much of a
he could only do one at a time. Finally gave out on him. At least he died
Jacking
doing what
off
he loved.
in front of ghosts.
Standing and beating off. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point, Tim. So for your self-defense,
The last thing I do on Earth is hit the fucking erase history button.
Yep. This was that app I was telling you about I want to make. So when you get hit by a car or something out in public, you just pick up your
Yes,
iPhone.
it's a great idea, Eddie, for real.
Hit a button, it deletes your browser history and a folder at your home.
Yeah, because your porn buddy doesn't work anymore, right?
That's gone. That you can't just have a mutual that you're like, when I die, go into the garage, get the metal box out, take it out and burn the contents. Don't look at them.
Well, no, because I think I made my wife. There's a new thing on Apple, my phone, where I can make it where, like, if I die, this one person can, like, recover all my info off my phone and off my Apple account.
Yeah.
So you could just do that with your porn buddy, right?
Yeah. Why would you do that with your wife, Tim? That's not.
Because my wife is my porn buddy, man. That's why I've been married so long.
Oh, that's fair. Plus,
Yeah,
once
I mean,
you're dead, it's not like it matters.
Your wife knows you.
But
It's
you're
not
gonna
like
get
she's going to get
Can't say anything
shocked
to
that
me.
you watch porn.
Yeah, that's a good point.
My husband
This
would
fucking
never
asshole,
do something
the
like
shit
that.
he admits to. The shit he admits to
It's
on the
just a
podcast.
persona on the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sure. Tim, one day you are going to die, and there are just hundreds of hours of you talking like an asshole on the internet, and that will be.
I'll be immortal. That's why.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this shit. I'm immortal, baby.
That's your immortality. How about that?
Until an
I kind of
EMP
get
hits
sad
and
when I
nobody can
think
use
about
any kind of
this
electronic
will still
point.
be out there when I die, and then my kids will listen to it, be like, "I miss mom." Just listen to this fucking show.
Yeah, I miss
No,
Mom.
Candice, your grandkids are gonna be listening to this and go, "Wait, Grandma was whacking at this Jean-Claude Van Damme?"
Wait, my mom didn't know about the courtesy tap?
No, by that time he's gonna be
Yeah.
like Rudy Valentino.
Rudy Valentino. Jeez. Oh, man. So, yeah, Isaac goes to visit Emma, and
By the way, the brownie has hit my wife.
I heard
because
her
whenever
laughing.
She's watching,
I thought it
she's
was really funny.
Laughing, so
nice.
see?
So Isaac goes to visit Emma, and he's all like,
You also clap at certain points if she really enjoys what's going on in the
good,
show.
good. And he's all like, hey, I think we're morphing, because take a look. And he pulls out her fucking intravenous needle and stabs himself in the finger with it. And he's like, check it out. We don't bleed anymore. And she's like, yeah, we're like butterflies. And I'm like, no, I don't think you're like a butterfly.
What?
Like,
Butterflies bleed, right?
yeah. Oh, although,
Oh,
well,
that's not what
actually,
you're supposed
Tim,
to say.
did you know that when a caterpillar goes into its cocoon, it just turns into like a sludge that then reforms as a butterfly?
I mean, I knew the change happened. I didn't know it turned into technical term of sludge.
It just turns into
but-
like a liquid
It is crazy.
inside of there. Isn't that crazy?
and then reforms. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
And then
I
that
mean, that's
liquid
nature, right?
reforms. Well, yeah, but like you think about other creatures, like they shed their skin, or something. Like at least their brain remains not liquid, but this entire fucker turns into liquid and then reforms.
That's true. Yes, that is kind of.
That's why I don't trust him.
Brownie brain.
Fuck me up right now with my brownie brain.
Yep.
I'm thinking about that shit. How the fuck does that work?
Yeah.
What would happen if you took that stage of the caterpillar
Mhm.
and you injected it into somebody's body?
No. What happens if you inject some cum
Oh,
into it,
shit.
Tim?
Oh my God, Mothra!
Well, I'll tell you in 2 months. Because I'm about to find out. So, yeah, then the bald doctor guy, he finds out what's going on here, and he's like, I should do the thing. So he gets his lockbox out, his crazy Nazi lockbox, and he puts away his...
This is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Okay.
You don't.
No,
put
you put
important
him in
shit
next
in
to
that
Time
kind of a
Life
fucking
magazine.
box,
No,
right?
you can break the box
Because-
open and it's fucking... Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
About yourself, how great you are and how bad you are. That's just even worse. He saved the ones about how bad he is too, right?
That's funny.
It's just hate beating off to that shit.
All press is good
But
press,
the other thing I'm
man.
thinking is, you don't need a fucking key. If I break into your fucking office and steal that
Yeah.
shit, I'm just taking the fucking
Yeah,
box home with
exact-
me
Tim.
and then just a hammer.
Dude,
What the fuck?
I could throw that thing on the ground and it would pop open. Like, it was a piece of shit. Oh, and by the way, he locked the key in it. Cool. Good. So the key that you have to open that could have just been the key you locked in that you
I
dumb
think you
shit.
skipped over the part where he's talking
Fucking
about you have
moron.
to, the paterfamilias has to control the woman because that's how you ensure that your genetic material gets passed on to the next generation. I think you skipped over that part.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
Well, I want to
we
go
talked
into
about it
more
briefly
detail.
when he was going through his stupid. Okay, Candice.
All right, Candice, so when you're saying that, and this takes place in a mental hospital, is this one flew over
Tim.
the cuckoo's nest?
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I'm going to tell you why.
That wasn't a
Off the
red
dome.
joke. That wasn't a red line joke. I just thought about that myself.
Okay, so
Yeah, all right. So go ahead,
okay,
Candice.
so
Talk
he
about
says,
controlling women.
and this is true, and this is Isaac's monologue where he's reading his
Wow.
immortality
Holy
book,
shit.
that mitochondrial DNA
Yep.
is passed from the mother
Yeah.
down to her children. And it's exactly the same, and that's how you can trace a lineage back thousands of years, because the mitochondrial DNA doesn't change when it goes from mother to son to daughter, and then from the daughter to, granddaughter, blah, blah, blah. And this is true. And he's like, men don't have that. And I'm like, oh, bullshit, you don't. You fucking do. I was like,
I was going to say, how does that work with DNA? Because what does that mean? If I fucking commit a crime, they can only check 50% of my DNA?
they can match it just from that by itself,
No,
yeah. Because this is the fun part that I'm getting into.
Yeah.
Men do have that. It's the Y chromosome. Because the only significant thing that men contribute when they make a baby is the Y chromosome.
And most of the income.
Wow. I was going to say, Candice, you are on a list right now.
So the Y chromosome gets passed down through the patrilineal line, just like the mitochondrial gets passed down through the matrilineal line. So the Y chromosome that Tim has is the same one. Tim, do you have a brother? Your son.
Nope.
If you had a,
Yeah, maybe.
Nice.
I'll just say this real quiet.
if you had a brother,
you
you guys would have the exact same Y chromosome, and then his son would have the same Y chromosome that you do, that your grandfather did, that his grandfather did, that your great uncle had. Like, it's all the same Y chromosome that gets passed down through the line, and that's how you do the same thing for men that you do with women. When you go through the mitochondrial DNA, you just use the Y chromosome.
But now I got to ask for Tim, because I know he's thinking about it right now. What if you're standing in front of a microwave for too long? And it changes your DNA,
Does
Candice.
not change your
And my Y is
DNA
now
enough. Like, if you got hit full on with a blast and you somehow survived it and got cancer, it would not change your DNA enough to where you could not be traced by the FBI. I'm going to go ahead and say that because someone has asked me that.
Okay.
Wow. Holy shit.
Okay.
Okay, now what if I wore a really tight pair of whitey tighties and pulled them all the way up to my
No, it
chin?
just make you really uncomfortable
Would that affect
and also sterile.
No. It might get your
Well, it
balls out of your
depends on
sock.
what you can yeah. That's how I had to compensate.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, that's how it happened. I stretched them all the way up to my neck, and now when I'm not wearing the fucking tighty whities anymore.
So yeah, this
they
whole
switch to the boxes,
this is
they're
why
dropping
you
down
have
to my
to
feet.
control women and make sure they don't fuck anybody else, because we can't trace the DNA like we can through mitochondrial DNA. Yes, you fucking can, you incel. Yes, you fucking can. You're just ignorant.
Yeah, but Candice, to be fair, the DNA thing only comes into, like, what, the last 30 or 40 years?
Yeah, they wouldn't have
This is
known
something
about
that's been
this.
going on through thousand years of fucking history.
No, yeah, they
right?
wouldn't have known about this in 2005. That's a good point, Tim. We didn't know about DNA in 2005.
Oh, 1968.
Well, but
Wait,
we're
this
not in
movie's meant to be
68, Tim.
Oh my god, just the science.
So anyhow,
Like, because I love genetics. It's
I
one of my
knew.
passions is genetics, and so that I was like gritting my
know.
teeth. I was grinding my teeth. I was like, oh
I
god
knew.
damn it.
and I just pictured you over there, so that's why I made the note that, like, this definitely has to be the intro for Candice. Because, God
I know
damn.
I think out of all the shows we've done,
I
that
watch a lot
stung
of
her the
bad
most.
science about DNA. Like that.
Did you get pissed about the whole 100%
Oh my
medically
God.
accurate claim of the human centipede?
There's no such thing as 100% in science, ever. You always have to do for variables.
No.
So it was only 99%. That's good enough for me.
I mean, it worked for the movie. They made 3 of them. So
yeah, fuck that shit. I take like what? Even if it's like what? 33%,
Yeah,
1
I
out
was
of
actually
3.
thinking
That's
about
pretty
that
good.
the other day, how there's no
That's
absolutes
not
in
too
science.
bad.
You can't say something is 100% true. You always have to factor in for the variables. Like,
No.
the fact that all living things are made up of cells is a theory. Yeah, it's the cellular theory.
Yep. Nothing is 100% because you always have to leave room to be proven wrong, right? I mean, there's always the possibility that we'll come across new information. That's why religion's so much better,
100%
because
true.
it's 100%. It doesn't
You never
ever
have
to
to
waver,
admit that you're wrong.
right? It doesn't. Exactly. It's perfect. I love it.
I'm getting all sappy because it's going to be my birthday, and I'm getting old. Where it's like, holy shit, I got the AARP sending me fucking cards.
Damn.
I sent it.
Knockers. How the fuck did they get my name and address?
Piece of shit, you.
Yeah.
Yeah. You signed him
But
up.
it's just like when you think about like what's going to be around in 100 years from now.
Yeah, not you.
Yeah, well, of course not me. I'll give myself maybe another good 25 years if I'm lucky. But it's just like whatever we think we know now is going to be like fucking blown out of the water by that time.
This is the movie that's making Tim really contemplate his mortality.
This is no. I'll tell you, really, seeing the last concert I'm ever going to see in my fucking life.
I was actually
making me feel my mortality.
Yeah,
shocker! I was thinking about vampires, and I was like, and I was like, if I
it's
ever
just the day
became
that ends in
immortal,
Y.
I would just do so much scientific research. Like that's all I would do is just uncover every single mystery of the universe because you're never going to reach the end of it. You'll always have a purpose.
And you can work from home now with computers and the internet. Nobody would ever fucking have to find out that you're a vampire, right? That's a great fuck. You know, Candice, I like that shit. I like that. That's, you know, you're a good egg.
Candice wishes she could be an immortal vampire so she could be more of a nerd. That's awesome. Wonderful. What you doing with that gift?
So she could be like, well, actually, anybody in the entire world.
I might have time for my studies. And in reality, you'd be sitting at home playing Final Fantasy 92 online. I mean, I would too. Don't get me wrong, but you know.
Hey, look, she wants to be a nerd for the good of mankind, not like Mark Zuckerberg.
Yes, for the good of mankind. Right. So yeah, Bald Doctor opens his fucking lunchbox or whatever. He gets a map out with the location of the thermos marked on it. I'm like, why didn't you just go get it then?
Is that what it was for real? That what the fucking thermos was supposed to be?
Yeah, he's all like, they found the thermos with the thing in it because I'm seeing these symptoms I'm familiar with because I know what's happening. Let me check the map to see if where they described is where I have it marked on my fucking map. Oh, it is. Surprise. Why didn't you go out and get it, you idiot? Fucking moron. Whatever. Oh, and a key, right? And a card from an army general. And he calls the army general.
In case of emergency,
he calls the army general, hangs up, and then the army general's like,
my God.
trace that call.
Yeah, for real. Come on, you fucking moron. That's like me calling the FBI and hanging up right as soon as they answer. Well, of course I'm going to know who the fuck it is that's calling.
Okay, Tim, you want to know something funny about that, buddy? They don't. It never comes back in this fucking movie. No military involvement.
Life, if you call the FBI and hang up, that's not a good thing to do.
No, you should do
back
that.
In. Tell us what happened.
No, don't.
So we go back.
No, because a few times I had to call 911, they always like, what's the phone number you're calling from? And I'm like, bitch, I know you know what fucking phone number I'm calling from. What the fuck? So
the motherfucker, okay, then the Bald Doctor's like, all right, we're going to lock this place down, put it under quarantine. Here, you guys go get our mental hospital guns. And if anybody from Dorm 1 shows up, shoot him in his head. I'm like, I don't think...
No!
Mental hospital guns? Is this... standard issue?
All right, Candice, for real, let me ask you, in the mental hospital, what's the highest level of I don't want to say weapon, but what's the highest level of things that you can use
your
in
body?
Case all the shit breaks out at the same fucking time?
I mean, nope.
That's it?
Nope.
You don't even get a taser? You don't even get, like,
restraints
mace
that
or
you can
anything?
use, but they're not like handcuffs or zip ties or anything like that. They're like almost fur-lined cuffs. They're soft, so you don't accidentally.
That's not gonna do anything.
Oh, so you know? Oh my God! So I want to know right now. I want to know if there's an audit of all the mental hospitals.
So what happens is they're not really fur-lined. I just meant like they're soft, so you don't accidentally hurt somebody while they're freaking out.
Yeah.
Because what you do is they'll probably be attacking you. You try to raise your arms up and yell for help while they're, swinging their arms around like a gorilla or something. And then, like, 3 other people come over. One person, two people will grab one arm each. Teeth? One person goes for the leg, and then you go for the leg. And you're trying to calm them down while you're doing this. And because you're trying not to escalate it further. And then, when they won't stop freaking out, then you gently lower them down and you restrain them. You actually put them in what are called W4s, where it's like it goes around their waist and their arms and their legs, and then you put them in a body wrap and carry them back to their room. That's what you do. We call it a taco.
Well, hold on. What's a body wrap?
It's kind of like when you put a cat in a sock so they can't claw you. Yeah.
I was just going to say, is that what I have to do when I have to give my cat his ear medication? I have to wrap them up in a like a burrito?
You can carry them without them hurting themselves or you.
Wow.
Yeah, you do. You swaddle them.
So you swaddle them or something? That's awesome. Here you go, baby.
Shit.
Let's go, crazy baby. We're going to go back to get your pills or whatever. Yeah. So that's not what they do
guns
here,
with live rounds
in people who are barely more sane. And no safety, clearly.
And the worst fucking gun belts I've ever seen.
Oh, right? Yeah. Because all it is it's a holster with Velcro on it, apparently. Oh, man. So, yeah, these fuckers... He tells them, if anybody from Dorm 1 tries to attack you, shoot him in the head. So...
Okay, no problems, no questions asked. Yep. Nope.
Good doctor, summer school doctor, tells Isaac Emma's pregnant, and... He's like, but also she might not be. Maybe it was just a bad test. By the way. And I'm like, why would you tell him?
Well, I think what he was doing, he was testing him. Where he's like, the test came back and she's pregnant, and this guy would be like, okay, yes, we did fuck while you weren't watching.
He just runs over, starts beating the shit out of Sam. You son of a bitch! He's like, what? He talks like that.
There's just really so many opportunities they miss with this whole thing about them all being able to feel the same thing at the same time.
Yeah.
What if one of them has a squirts? Are they all going to just be like sitting there and just like squatting all over something?
They forget about that rule in this movie repeatedly because people will just get stabbed or shot or something, and none of the other ones feel it. It's so dumb.
Yeah, and how far does this ability go?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Is it just these guys, or is it everybody else after this for the whole?
I thought you were talking about the range, like it was a walkie-talkie scenario. So, like, if I took. Yeah. If I took Isaac and Sam and brought one to Six Flags, the other one down to Universal Studios, would they both feel it if I kicked them in the nuts? It's a good question.
It's like the twins
test. If there's
a
mountain in between these two zombies, what would they feel?
Yeah. So now, then this is when Isaac's reading about that mitochondrial DNA, right? At this point, because he's talking about her being pregnant. So then I have Jackie goes and whines to the doctor about everybody, and the doctor gets an email back from the crazy guy, the fucking not crazy guy, but the conspiracy theorist guy, the Alex Jones guy.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, if you found one of those things, whatever you do, don't open it because it's going to fuck up your DNA like standing by the microwave. And then the government's going to come and kill everybody that's infected. I'll be by tomorrow because I totally know where you're at and have access to your mental ward. Peace.
And I can drive to it, yes.
Yeah.
Well, here's the other thing. Here's the thing where I went, okay, come on. The jig is up. Yeah. Because he shows the doctor, the cool doctor, a bunch of symbols.
Yeah.
And he says, if you see these on the canister, no matter what you do, do not open it. And that is alien symbols. It's not any kind of language that I've ever seen in my entire life, right? Yep. It has nothing at all to do with anything that a government would put on that fucking thing. Because later on, we see on the bottom of the can, it's some guy's fucking name and serial number, right?
Well, that was on
So
the
as soon as
thermos.
it's an alien movie.
Yeah. It's
Right.
Not an alien
yeah,
like
they
the good aliens,
came
like
across
the
technology
Ridley
they
Scott,
didn't
but-
understand, and they used it, and now they're fucked.
Exactly. Yeah. And then, to be fair, they didn't even know. Like, I'm not aware. How would you even open those fucking things? Like, he just like
They open
dropped
by
it. And
themselves.
it
it looks like, right? No, he
The
drops
one dude
it,
like
falls on the
touches
floor,
it like
and then it
a
opens
like
up.
the
Well, and then
lament
when they show-
configuration. He like runs his finger around it, and that's how it opens up.
Yeah. Oh,
The
yeah. and
flashback
fucking
and a flashback, because this
God damn
entire
it.
movie is
That-
nothing
that
but
one pissed me off.
flashbacks.
So, yeah, because now we're at 3 days ago.
What year is this?
Right? Because the framing device is like Halloween, where it's like 5 days ago, 4 days ago, 3 days ago, right?
Oh man, when we got to 2 days ago, I'm like, oh, come the fuck
Yeah.
on already. Let's
We're
go.
at like 3 days ago now. Now the guys are like,
It reminds me of Rick and Morty. Flashback to 10 years ago when you were still alive, and he like shoots him. You guys probably don't watch Rick and Morty, do you?
no.
Oh, come on.
I'm
It's
not
a good show.
incel, so.
Oh, the fan
I've heard
bases
that. I heard the
sucks. Just
fan
ignore them.
base
But
just
enjoy the
sucks,
show for
so.
itself.
But that's everything.
That's you know what? No, Candice is 100% right because I think 99%
Yeah, like
of the
Pokemon.
fan bases for whatever the fuck
You're
it
like,
is,
why
suck.
do you still pay
They just
attention
have to
to it?
enjoy what you enjoy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, if fucking Pokemon is destroyed, what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Oh,
What
God.
the hell? What the hell?
The
kind
new
of
one's
hope do we
coming out
have
in
for
November,
anything?
and you know people are
Pokemon.
going to be insanely pissed about something while they play this game for 400 hours. Worst game they've ever seen, but somehow...
Yeah. That is the best. Terrible.
There's some pokey woman in this game, and I don't like it.
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah, there's representation. I don't need that in my magical bug collecting game. Fucking idiots. So, yeah, then the flirty nurse goes back and tells, oh, no, this is when they go into the fucking trance, and they're all like, tonight we sleep. Tonight we sleep.
Yeah, they have a hive mind
Like every other zombie movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Ramiro zombies are famous for having a hive
And
mind.
they're still
Little known
able-
fact.
Yeah, yeah. And by the way, the entire cast of our heroes in this is infected. So we know we're fucked. Because everybody else is a bad guy. So,
Well, yeah, because we know
No,
what
we
happens
don't.
in 5 days.
No,
right?
they never
No,
show
we
what
don't.
happens at the 5 days.
Yes, we do.
no, Tim. No. when
See,
we
I'm
get-
getting my timeline so confused because I thought it was 5 days after they
Nope.
went into the hospital in 1968 and fucking just killed
No,
everybody.
Tim. This all takes place
Hence
in
they have the
2005.
internet and, the Hawaiian shirts.
Okay.
And
Yeah, the internet, Hawaiian shirts, the girl that made the
yeah,
devil
they got like
horns out
girls
of
with
pipe
hair that are
cleaners.
dyed white and black.
Yeah.
So for just no fucking reason, this movie starts off after going to 1968 to jump into 2005.
But yeah, 5 days
Now we're
ago
2005.
from what?
It's 5
Who knows?
days ago?
Yes.
Who fucking knows?
Fuck this movie, man. Yeah.
From what? No, we'll get to that. Just a minute here. So, yeah, then this is when they're talking about, oh, yeah, that guy, the bad doctor, Marshall, he got bit by Emma. Now he's got flesh-eating virus. And I'm like, did they show him?
Oh, is this the stupid nurse?
Yeah,
who doesn't realize shit's
The
going on?
dumb
Yeah.
nurse. The one, the pot roast nurse, right? So...
Mhm.
So she's all like, okay, but you guys need to stay away from him because they're going to shoot you if you go over there. And he's like, wait, what?
Oh, by the way, your eyes could look kind of fucked
Yeah.
up. What's going on with that?
So then this is when Vicky, the drug girl, and Emma's friend, the army girl, get in a fight for like no reason.
Oh, at the medicine
Yeah,
line?
yeah, getting their pills. And Vicky like just
Mhm,
grabs a
mhm,
fistful of shit and just
Well,
eats it
it
real
does
quick.
happen sometimes.
And they just let her do it, too. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're real fast.
That's cool. Oh, I bet, yeah. They're highly motivated.
Do you just have a bunch of fucking all different
No,
pills
no,
sitting on a
you're
tray
supposed to hand it
and
out
they can just,
individually, but
take
sometimes the
whichever one they
nurses let their
want?
guard down and they'll like look away for a second.
Well, you gotta understand.
Man, that's on the nurse.
That's
not
like
me. I'm the crazy
it's like the black phone. So the voices they're talking to are like, listen, when she's going to look away, what you need to do is raise this hand up like this. So practice that. But it's just them getting pills. That movie's so good, man. So anyhow, then this is when they get into a scuffle and knock the gun off of one of the guards. How? The thing wasn't strapped on.
Well, again, to my point, I think except for the there's one nurse in this entire movie who doesn't look like she's in the trustee program. That blonde nurse with the long hair.
Yeah, I mean, she certainly acts like it.
Sure. You know what, Tim?
She got the crazy eyes.
Why not?
The crazy hair.
I mean, they can.
Do
they
nurses
really
have
shouldn't,
long
they can
hair
get
like
grabbed
that?
And will get grabbed?
Yeah, right. Yeah, hey, that's what I'm thinking, right?
Yeah. Good point. So the doctor, the good doctor's like, all right, I'm going to go do my rounds, check on Emma, give the and he hands Sam the butt plug device, and he's like, look, dude, you're trustworthy. Take care of this for me. I'm like,
oh, the fucking shit's empty anyway.
Yeah,
right?
well,
doesn't matter.
True,
anyway.
yeah. Then this is when the dude that smelled him the other day, that's all like, oh yeah, you're clean, is just like
You're
sniffs
dead.
him and is all dead.
Dun dun dun.
You're dead, man, dead. Like, oh shit. So yeah, then good doctor goes to see Emma, and the guard out in front just pulls the gun on him fucking immediately. Like, he didn't even try to attack him. He's just like, hey, I gotta go see the patient. Like, you ain't gonna see no fucking patient. When
I thought you would like
up,
this
when
hospital
get
because everybody's
patient
openly
right now,
carrying.
with weight. I do like that. Yeah. The problem is that they clearly aren't certified for
Well, it's 'cause
carrying
they're
their
patients.
guns because, I mean, they're not great at it. Yeah, that's true. Oh man. So then this is when Emma's friend, then she snagged that gun on the ground, and she's like, "Do I'm gonna pop by, just go see what Emma's up to." Guy's like, "You can't go in there. She's fucking wastes his ass." Boom. I'm gonna go see Emma. Then, okay, the argument that the two patients, the two infected buddies have, where the guy like gets his pocket change from under the pillow and is like, "Here, take my
I
money."
don't fucking know.
What the fuck was that
I
about?
checked out mentally at this point for the most part.
Oh, that's good. Good. Because, I mean, well, we can breeze through this here. Marshall's turned into ground beef. The bald doctor pops in to check on him. Marshall eats him. then cool doctor that escaped. He's like looking in the window, watching the dude fucking eat the guy. He's like, "Oh shit, there's a problem." Emma pops off and is like, tells the crazy gun
Go
friend
fuck
to
yourself
go fuck
because
herself.
I'm not fucking you.
You need to get out of here. Then she runs over. Yeah, I'm gonna go get dicked down by Isaac, and then.
Again, here's what I would do. She's crazy. She has a gun. I'm like, oh man, I want to fuck you so bad. Thank God you killed that other security guard, and then we can finally fuck. Go meet me in the bathroom. I'll be there in 10 minutes.
Yeah, let's go do gay shit. Go in the bathroom.
Shit.
It's a good point. Well, that's what you'd be like, man.
I didn't say that. What the fuck?
They're two ladies, right? That's what ladies do together, right?
Not my zombies. There are no lesbian
Oh,
zombies.
you don't want lesbian zombie representation, Tim. Come on.
Well, I guess I have to put up with the guy because I think Zack Snyder's making another movie, right? So we're going to see that.
Yeah. Oh,
Two zombie robots fucking each other.
Oh, yeah, I
we
know.
almost got a zombie in this movie, too, by the way.
Yes, I have that written down.
Because then she does end up being fucking pregnant, but then they're like, how?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
she got
guess the virus did it.
immaculately concepted by
And
Nobby.
I'm like,
Nope.
and I'm,
So is that baby going to have a Y chromosome?
no.
Okay.
But then again, it was the doctor that said maybe it was the
could have been.
virus. I think the
Oh,
doctor
it's kind of
was
like
fucking her.
the girls from the Middle Ages that were like,
like, all right.
I don't know how I
Yeah.
got pregnant. It was an incubus that came into my room. The devil did it.
Yeah, it was a.
But no, Candice, hats off to those chicks.
That's true,
Because that's an unbeatable argument, right? Are you going to say
Yeah.
you
Or
don't believe
one
that
of
the
my
devil is
favorite
real?
old timey
Yeah,
Right?
beliefs about science was parthenogenesis, where life would spontaneously happen. So if a woman spent too much time in the sunlight, she'd get pregnant.
That's why you gotta keep those bitches indoors.
You just see me in an outfit dressed up like the sun with my dick out, like walking toward a woman. Like, here comes parthenogenesis. Ooh. Oh my god, that's great, man. Hats off to those ladies. You know what? Hero of the week, the ladies that lied about an angel knocking them up.
You found the workaround, ladies. You found a workaround.
Good for you.
If you're going to challenge me about whether or not a devil knocked me up, that means you don't believe.
Oh, you're in league with the devil then. Okay,
see?
I got you, sir.
Only the devil would deny this baby and not want to pay any child support. I need Maury.
Maury. Medieval Maury would be
Saint
the greatest
Maury.
show ever.
Satan
It
is.
turns out you're not the father, so they execute her.
And you, Joseph, are the father. Oh, no, wait, hold on a second. This actually, it looks like it's familiar DNA, so it's probably your father.
I traced this Y chromosome.
It's our father. Oh man, where the fuck are on this dumb movie? I hate it. Something. Oh yeah.
Dead. Break room. Call security.
This is when.
All right, I have written down. Yeah, they call in the break room.
Yeah.
She calls a security guard, who then calls Bowtie Guy, and Bowtie Guy says, "Give them medication." Then security guard
Tim.
calls the nurses and say, "Give them medication."
Tim, we blew past this. Bowtie Guy's dead.
Okay.
He got eaten by
we're trying to
Marshall.
get through
Went to get a beer and take a piss. Look what happened.
He got eaten by Hamburger Marshall. Fucking, who then like rips a dude's head off through the window. That fucking rules. And Isaac's monologuing about his death because you remember he got shot. Well, it turns out he's.
Oh my god!
He
I have written
doesn't
down because I didn't know what the big reveal was. I have written down. This guy's
my
still
son made
alive.
a joke during this time because he's like monologuing in his head, and my son's like, they'd be like, "Isaac, you're still alive. We can hear you."
Yeah. Yeah. I just have these.
You're just reading shit. You're just repeating shit that you read. It's not an original thought.
Right. I'm like, dude, he's just as annoying as when he was fucking alive. Also, shouldn't everybody else feel getting shot?
Yep.
They don't.
Well, no, because now they can feel it, but it heals automatically because they all have the same. They're going to show they all have the same scar, and they're all surprised about it.
But they don't feel the getting shot part.
I think they're evolving.
Okay.
I think that's what it's supposed to represent.
Whatever.
Right?
It's a fucking piece of shit movie. So,
well, if the movie went whole hog into being this is a fucking alien movie,
right.
This is shit from outer space or alien technology, yeah, they could go a little bit more into it, but they got to try to wrap a zombie.
So they all go back to their ward, and the fucking conspiracy theory dude just sitting in
place that was supposed to be quarantined
desk, like,
because of a flesh-eating virus. How did he get in there?
Yeah, it's locked up. It's locked up by armed guards.
I'll do you one better. Not only how did he get in there?
Uh-huh.
All right. How did he make an appointment with seeing this doctor with all this shit going on? Why does he have an open wound on the back of his head without us seeing what the fuck happened to the back of his head?
They never explain that. I think it's a pussy-eating
because
injury.
They were using a blunt object to fight you away.
Because of a knife? Yeah. See, Candice? We both think alike. I went knife, you went blunt object.
Some of those broads used to wear the bracelets with the spikes on them, man. Those are...
The fight off
That's
Eddie's.
the reason why.
Yeah. The problem. I mean, they're only mostly effective. So then, fucking, they're just like, oh, hey, dude, that doesn't belong here. He's like, I'm good. Don't worry. They just kind of walk past him. Then this fucker, they go into the bathroom to check the mirror where the mark is, where he got shot and everything. And he's like, I don't get it. We're dead, right? And then fucking conspiracy guy's like, actually, you are only dead by human standards. See, that canister restructured your DNA, and you guys are in the larval stage. So then the Jackie dude gets pissed at him.
So they're going to turn to liquid.
Yeah, they're going to turn into a liquid. Exactly. So then, drugged out lady finds the stash, but she doesn't have any keys to break into the cabinets to get more drugs. So she just like hides in there.
Well, she hears somebody coming.
Right.
So
somebody's going to pop by, so she hides.
But I'm also like, come on. At that point, she'd be offering the fucking lock a blowjob to open up.
I suppose so, Tim. So yeah, Don pops by and he finds the key. The cool doctor finds the key in the dude's hand, Baldy's hand, takes it, and he just watches Marshall eating a body. And he's like, oh, it looks pretty good. Bends down, grabs the hand, goes to take a bite out of it. He does. Marshall's like, runs over to him. He stops.
Why does Marshall have an arm like Hellboy?
But because he's becoming
My son
Nemesis.
said that too. He was like, that's like the T virus.
Yeah.
It's nice to know that if Eddie and I ever have to get sick one week, your son can take our spots.
You can take my spot, please.
I'll tell you this. Ask him if Hulk episode, She-Hulk episode 3 was the best episode of TV he's ever seen.
Enough. Because people are outraged on the internet.
Oh, God.
They're always going to be outraged.
These cocksuckers never read a fucking actual comic book to find out that's the kind of stupid shit that happened in fucking comic
not
books.
My
real.
She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Just ask them like 5 questions about She-Hulk, and if they don't know the answers to them, just tell them they're not allowed to be pissed. Like you clearly don't care unless it bothers you politically. Like you don't give a shit about the content or the integrity of it or whatever. You're just a dickhead. So fuck off. So yeah, conspiracy guy, I guess he's just the son of the dude that snuck the butt plug out.
Yeah, because we do see a picture of that guy's wife and kid, right? They show it twice.
Yeah.
In the beginning of the movie, in 1968.
And it turns out that it was a Russian that crashed in America.
This is the flashback within the flashback. They took all the shit
from his plane. This is the flashback in the fucking flashback oh my God. So they're interrogating him. They're like, what are these weird vials that we're afraid of? And he's like, I don't fucking know. That's American shit. So they're like, okay, we're going to leave you in the interrogation room with the vials real quick. We have to go scratch our balls. So they leave him in there.
We don't know what these things are possible of doing.
Yeah. So clearly, and they came from your plane. So clearly, it's the safest thing to do is leave you alone with them. So yeah, then he starts fingering one, and it squirts him. And with Pixie
just
dust.
One Tinkerbell comes out.
Yeah, he gets a single tink, not the full tinkle. And then they're like,
well, he is a Russian bear, so
so they're like, all right, we got to keep an eye on this fucking guy. And he's all like, he was really cool until he tasted human flesh. And one of the guys at the hospital is like,
oh yeah,
hey,
that
take
thing
a
is
look
so
at this
bloody.
Infected tattoo
I was like, the
have
fuck kind of
lady.
tattoo is that?
Oh my God.
No.
But how do you get the blood to come out on the nipples perfectly?
And the bush, yeah. That was pretty good.
And why is that the only place blood is coming from? To be honest,
well, I mean, she had blood coming from her, whatever. So and he's like, oh, I could really take a bite out of that. And he just takes a
and I said, silly zombie. That's not how you eat
infected. Hey, I mean, you can, but you can only do it once. Is the problem?
It was kind of a little bit bloody.
Is he a vampire or a zombie?
You can't blame him for not going whole hog.
No, we're not going to get into that fucking vampire shit again. Good God. It's already a disgusting enough act. You throw a period in
I
it.
think the vampires, that's just like spoiled meat.
It is, yeah, it is expired. That's a good point.
Expired.
It's like deli meat that's been in the back of the fridge an extra week.
It's that fucking manage a special sticker.
Yeah, it's 30% off, but you can only buy it today, and you better fucking use it today.
And it's already hamburger at that point. So it's gone through 6 different stages of meats. Oh,
God. You know what's even worse is when the shit's about to expire, so they throw a bunch of seasoning shit on it so you don't see the fucked up color. Then when that shit gets put on manager's discount, dude, that shit is like a flashback of being fresh, man. It's fucked. So anyhow, he developed a taste for human flesh and evolved into something not good.
He wasn't eating.
So what was he eating all that time in between? Nothing?
Well, he's Russian, right?
No, I think they
borscht?
implied that they weren't eating because the nurse at one point goes into that ward and sees that all the food trays are untouched.
Yeah, they don't eat and they don't sleep.
That's right. Yeah, in the beginning. Yes, that's right. The one who likes the idiot doctor.
Yeah.
She sees that his lunch tray hasn't been eaten.
Yeah, so they don't eat, they don't sleep. Then he starts eating people, and then it's like, oh, that set off a chain reaction, and everybody turned into zombies. And then the government came and burnt it all down. So that's what they're going to do here. Only they're not, because the guy never traces the phone call. The government never fucking finds out about it. It's so goddamn stupid.
Well, actually, with what we saw in the beginning, with them just drawing cartoons on the film at the beginning with the helicopters and the jeeps, I'm kind of glad they didn't put.
They couldn't afford
with
that.
The rifles wrapped up in rags.
The only way you knew that guy was an army general was because the feet that you saw that they filmed had they'd superimposed like a Department of Defense logo on the floor.
Yes. And all these scenes are taking places like real houses and shit like that they're trying to make look like fucking big fucking
That looks
places.
like shit, dude. So then,
the fucking mummy rifles.
I guess
wrapped up in all shit.
I guess the Jackie pissed off zombie dude gets as fucking tired a conspiracy guy as I did because he just bites his head like an apple because of the oozing wound this idiot came in with.
Oh, the guy with the bowling shirt on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Why, again, Tim, such a great point. Why did that guy just have an open wound on his head? It's fucking weird.
That's what I'm saying. This had to be a longer movie because there's no way that this movie in a real world should be an hour and 47 minutes, right? It's only an hour and 47 minutes because it was a 2 hour and a half fucking movie.
100%. Yes,
should have been a 90-minute movie.
An hour and 20 minutes is what it needed to be.
Or
88 minutes.
80, yeah.
Give me 88 fucking minutes and I'm out, and that's it. It's a zombie movie. I don't need anything more than 88 fucking minutes.
Yeah, take the Day of the Dead off the title. Just call it Contagium, It's kind of about aliens.
Sounds like a manga title.
Put it at 88 minutes. Throw some titties in there.
This could be one of the reasons why this shit happened, but it's not exactly the same thing. I mean, at one point, we're going to see zombies versus the aliens. Is that what the setup is?
I guess, yeah. That would work for me. So then this starts off a chain reaction where all the friends start eating the guy, and they all turn into the evil. Now we've got two fucking factions of zombies. We've got the ones who have eaten people and the ones who haven't. We've got the people that get bit.
It's like they complete the transformation when they eat human flesh. Or the one has like genital warts all over her face.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not being fucked up, but I just did a podcast. They all look like Blackula with the way that they have it, where it's like the hair coming down, like the hair fucking werewolves, and they got like fucking like stones in some of their fucking heads. They look like Klingons and fucked a werewolf or some shit.
I will say this, though. Turning into the zombies seems to have cured them of their mental illness issues because now they're jovial. They're telling jokes. They're skipping around, having a good old time.
Yeah, they're saying one-liners, and I'm like, aren't they supposed to be like Ramiro zombies? They're sitting here having a good chuckle.
Yeah. No, these are the chuckle fuck zombies.
Well, in the beginning, the fucking first zombie says some shit before he kills a fucking guy. So right away, we know these aren't fucking real zombies.
No. That's a good point. So the guy that he bit gets turned into another marshal, right? The fucking conspiracy guy. So it's like, okay, when they bite a non-infected person, they turn into a nemesis, but because they breathed the shit in, they're something different. So now we've got three factions of zombies, right? Great. Cool, guys. So they run off like, fuck, we got to get out of here, Isaac and Emma do.
These are stupid
And then
idiots.
Emma turns to him and is like, yeah, by the way, I'm pregnant. And I'm like, wait, now you're going to bring this up?
No, you got to bring it up before they go to bed.
Tomorrow
That's
or
what you do with
something?
guys. Bring up heavy shit right when they're getting ready to go to sleep. They love that. Guys love it when you do that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Well, I'll just go to sleep. You don't know
now
me.
I got to pretend I'm asleep for the next 3 hours.
I'll just go to sleep. I don't give a fuck. I'll be like, look, I got to make money. Peace. So then crazy shooter friend reanimates. I didn't know she got bit, but okay.
There's like a big shootout scene, and one of them, the clip falls out of the gun. And he like leans down and picks it up and pops
Oh,
it
yeah.
back in. I was like, I don't think that was supposed to happen.
Yeah, I think that might have been an accident.
Good improv, though, right?
True, yeah. The tape that was holding the clip attached to the broomstick they were pretending was a gun. The tape came
They
loose.
should have wrapped the guns up in fucking mummy tape, too, like they did the rifles. That's
Yeah,
it.
that's a good point, Tim. Then maybe they ran out of mummy tape budget. They were going to make a mummy fucking alien movie.
It's just really, I have never in my life ever seen a fucking movie that has such a low
Yeah, and
budget
then
for
not
guns
even-
that
Just
they
so-
had to take fucking just
And they could do
bandages
clip art
and wrap them
of
around
helicopters
the
in the
fucking
air, but they
rifle.
couldn't be bothered to put flash on the muzzle when they're shooting.
No. Look, that would have taken another 10 minutes, man.
They have suppressors on them, Candice.
Suppressors.
You can't let the zombies see where you are.
Maybe this doesn't take place on Earth. Maybe this is an alternate universe where there's just palm trees and fucking...
Oh, this is the twist.
Oh,
when
shit,
they
this
go
is-
outside,
this
they
is one
look
that doesn't
up,
have
you see
Spider-Man
Earth
in it, right?
in the sky.
Oh, yeah. You can-
Oh, look, it's all fucked up because that plane's going to crash into us in 2
Yeah.
days.
And extra plot twist, it's the planet of the apes, Earth.
You see the apes. Oh, shit!
Oh, we see
Oh, that's why they look
Abraham-
like
we
monkeys
see a
and when
statue
they
of
turn into
Abraham
zombies,
Lincoln.
when they get like extra hair and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Hey.
This is the beginning of... This is how fucking Planet of the Apes really happened.
It all
Yes.
starts with monkeypox.
Mm-hmm.
See, we're getting there, buddy. So yeah, then they run out, and as they're leaving the ward and leaving the building, fucking douchebag Isaac's like, "Oh shit, my book." I'm like, dude, you fucking idiot. No, you're not getting your fucking book. So we cut to the next day, right?
Now it's one day
And-
before.
Crazy is... You can't fix crazy, right?
Yeah, now it's one
Oh,
day.
okay.
No, it's 2 days before now. Right. So then this is
Yeah, 2
when
days.
the converted guys, the guys that ate meat, are like knocking on the door, and they're like, "Hey guys, we brought you a snack. Sure you don't want to eat this guy's liver? It's real good."
No, thank you. I don't eat organs.
And they're like, "No." It's like, "Oh, come on."
Yeah,
He's
that's what
drawing a
their
little
eyes should
blood
be
These are
art.
for.
vegetarian aliens, right?
Instead of black.
No, I think holy shit! Is that why they're called the Greys?
If they
because
eat
they're
flesh,
vegetarian
they
aliens
become
and they're
lizard
gray,
Yeah.
and they look like that. They look sickly. Yeah. Or how about this, Candice? I
I
got
don't think
even
I've
one
heard about
better.
that.
Have you
Is
heard
that like
about
Lil
the
Nas
Raptors
X?
as an alien? Oh, I'll send you a podcast link where they talk about the Raptors, who are really the ones in control of the universe.
God,
Raptors,
it's just they
as in dinosaurs.
just have to keep one upping each other. Like, oh, you think
And
that's
this is the
crazy? Wait till
truth.
you hear what I fucking came up with. It's a space raptor.
No, because I think I sent you the. I think I sent you this like knowledge fight. They usually do like
Yeah,
Alex
yeah.
Jones, but every once in a while they do this crazy woman who's on YouTube who's like QAnon and all this shit, and she really believes all this shit, and she claims that there are raptors who were actually in all the Jurassic Park movies because they produced them. Because if you look at the credits, some of the names just don't sound like real human names. So these are the names that the raptors made up. And some raptors cut their tails off so they can put themselves in human costumes and play themselves. And some of them in that movie, those raptors were actually raptors inside raptors. It's just, I'll send you the
These
link.
people
I'm
are
sorry.
allowed to-
That brownie's really cooking.
These people are allowed to be free, and that bothers me so fucking much. Like, they're allowed to be free. They're allowed to drive cars. They're allowed to have children and vote. And then they're just like, "Oh yeah, it's a super raptor, double raptor." No, we got to get rid of these people.
I will. When the show is done, I will send you both the link and just listen
I
to
don't
it.
need the link. I just
And
need a
it's-
list of names of these people.
Of who's a raptor?
No, of the people that believe
Their
it.
IP
I just
address.
need a list of names and like a long weekend.
All I'm
Long,
thinking about is Interview with the Vampire,
amphetamine-fueled
the Theater of
weekend.
Vampires. They're vampires pretending to be humans, pretending to be vampires. They're raptors pretending to be humans, pretending to be raptors.
Mhm.
And they can fly.
For real, the logic wraparounds that this woman comes up with is just incredible.
Okay, so getting back to this piece of shit, I just have a question for you. So Baldy goes in where Junkie is and pops open the lock.
Yeah,
on
I
the
was like,
fridge.
is that fucking lock made out of aluminum
with super
foil?
strength, by the way, right?
Then he gets.
There's no way that junkie bitch went and chewed through that fucking chain before this guy came in and
of
busted.
course.
Oh wait, maybe she chewed all the way through and he just like broke the last part, like opening a jar.
Yeah, that could be. She loosened it up for him, and then she fell asleep. So then, another fucking dude pops by, though, and Baldy gets distracted. He's like, I don't want what was in the fridge anymore. I'm going to go get this guy and eat him. So then Junkie... Okay, so now the fridge is unlocked. We no longer need a key, right? Okay, so
oh my god, yeah, so many problems.
Junkie goes over and she's looking at the vials in the fridge. She's like, no, I don't want any of these. Just like breaks every fucking bottle.
Breaking all drugs. What the fuck is up with you?
She's an asshole.
Jesus.
And you'd think, okay, then that means that this is going to leave them with one vial. That's all they need. Or they're going to be no vials. No.
Plus, what about the pills? Why is there only liquid fucking medications in that one cabinet? Where are the pills locked up? Which you would think that a junkie at that point would be more interested in than a bunch of fucking vials.
She was being pretty indiscriminate with the pills that she just like swept off of.
That's
like
true.
You were playing fucking supermarket sweep in the prescription aisle.
All right, here's another question for Candice, who worked in a mental hospital. What would happen to a person if they just scooped up all the medication, like they're first in line? Now they're going to scoop up their medication, like the 10 of the
they
people
would
behind
have
them,
their
and
stomach
all pump it
pumped
at the same time. What would happen?
Yeah, they would have their stomach pumped or die.
I mean,
Not
probably.
even like 10 minutes of good
they'd
timing,
probably be
that's
ODing at that point. There's some really heavy drugs. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't mix that shit. So, yeah.
Like, there's a bunch of benzos in there, right? With all the
Halidol.
Xanax and the... You can have a party, man. Telling
In
you,
this hospital, all the Plan B medicine thrown in.
Yeah, I think they just sneak the Plan B in there just in case. It's kind of like putting extra chlorine in the pool.
Oh shit! They do a Jason Miller on them.
Yeah, just extra chlorine in the pool, buddy, just in case. Like, I can't confirm, but we're like, we'll just chip some in there real quick.
And watch out, the staircase might be real slippery.
Yeah, the old bone grinder or whatever. He'll take care of it. So this is, Emma and the gang finally make it to the stash, right? Because, before that, okay, this is great. Emma, her friend teases the junkie girl with some keys and then smashes her fucking head. Then we cut to the zombie friends teasing Marshall. Like, haha, Marshall, we have keys too. I don't know why he wants keys. Whatever. So then they rip Marshall zombie limb from limb. That was okay looking.
Yeah, for the most part, I didn't
thought.
think the gore was terrible. I've seen much worse.
Wasn't great, but
I think the quick shots of the gore look good, but when you see like the pustules that are supposed to be on their face, or when they're peeling the skin, it looks like shit. But the quick shots,
those were just gushers, the candy gushers. They just licked the back of them and stuck them to his face. So that's a little Hollywood tip for you guys out there. Use gushers for pustules. So, then Em and the gang, they make it to the stash, right? And it's just as all of the zombies decide that they're going to leave the place and start ruining things in the real world, not just in this fucking hospital. I'm like, why wouldn't they be leaving immediately? There's way more people out there to bite. And
makes sense, right?
The gang decided to bring a human with them, like I guess like a canary or something. I don't know why. Because remember they just brought a dude with them. Because I guess otherwise...
Oh my God! See, that's why I said this is a longer movie because exactly. I've written down at one point, who the fuck is this guy? I've never seen him before, and we don't see him ever again.
No, he gets killed. Right, the zombie punches through the door and punches his heart out. But I'm like, don't bring a.
Oh, that's a good. You know what? That's a good scene.
Yeah,
I'll give him that.
If you don't bring the human with you, there's no reason for the zombies to come after you. Because newsflash, you're all fucking zombies.
But they're different types of zombies, right? Because obviously the zombies who are chasing after them, punching through doors, don't feel what they feel anymore. I think they're
right.
Let's see. Let's take this into alien shit. These are like the lizard people who are controlling the Greys, right? So at this point, they're the lizard people now, and the Greys are just like the mindless things that just have to listen to what they say and do.
But Tim, they don't want to eat each other. Remember, because when the doctor sniffed, or when Marshall sniffed the doctor, the cool doctor, he was like, "Oh, you smell like shit. I don't want to eat you."
Yeah, fucking people turn faster than fucking buttermilk. So left out in the fucking sun,
so
right?
Then there's no reason for the zombies to chase the other zombies. No. I guess is what I'm saying. Whatever.
That's true, right? They don't have to do a fucking Walking Dead thing and put zombies' bodies all over themselves, right?
Like it's already done, you idiots. So by this point,
yeah, and I was getting excited. Pregnant, I was like, "We're gonna have another zombie baby."
And if you guys thought that all of this was building up to tie up all of these loose ends in the movie, you were wrong, because the government never comes in to stop it. Nothing happens with the zombie baby. She just kind of whines about how big her stomach is, while the zombie friends that eat meat tried to feed her a liver. And the broad gets the last vial of the thing and is like, "It's just injected
the doctor gets it, and he's like, something with an M. It starts with an M. What starts with an M that you would inject?" And I was like, "Muscle." I'm like, that's a common place for an injection. And the nurse is like, I don't know. I'm like, a doctor and a nurse can't figure out what starts with an M that gets an injection.
No, it's an ME, right? So it's the meatus.
Nope.
You know, in your dick. Meatus. MEATUS. Anyhow.
Yeah,
no, it's
I was
the
like,
medulla
I
oblongata.
did not see that coming.
So you have to inject it into the brain. Great. Now we figured that out. So now we know how to fix it. So what do? Isaac, the guy who has a fear of death, shoots himself in the head.
I mean, you got to meet that shit face on, right?
Nope.
So this doesn't resolve any problems. No. Because...
Well, he's out of the movie.
Yeah, true. So now we go to yesterday. Not today. Not what this movie should have been building up to, but yesterday. And it's just zombies killing a bunch of people.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is Day of the Dead 2, Contagium.
You know what? We fucked around a bunch before and during this. We are still under 2.5 hours. In this movie,
I know, that's how bad this fucking movie is,
like
right?
2 hours. What a piece of shit. So, Tim, though, would you recommend people watch it for fun?
Nope. No. I am so sorry that this is my fucking random pick. I can't believe it. I explained to my wife what we were doing for September. I was like, every month we...
She's like, yeah, she's laughing about remembering it.
That's what's great about that's what's great when she's home and I'm doing a podcast. I have my own fucking laugh track.
Yeah, it's true. So you explained to your wife
how this happened.
Just there's no explaining this movie. Just don't watch it.
Happened?
Yeah.
It again. You know how I've been saying I want to start a religion about how the universe is funny. Funny coincidences will happen, and I'm like that.
I think Douglas Adams beat you.
It feels like a little bit that was made for me, for me to see. Well, you got to remember, though, Tim, that the other side of the coin of that religion is sometimes you're the butt of that universal joke. And you know what? You got to not get pissed off and let everybody else have their laugh like you had yours. And that's what this fucking movie getting picked was.
It was a lesson in humility.
Oh, my fucking God. I hope you guys...
Because I think...
Yeah.
This is the worst one of the movies that we picked, right? Because
I don't know.
Did you drop the podcast? Where
it's on the Patreon. You can hear what the rest of the picks are on the Patreon. But Candice, would you recommend people watch this for fun or show it to their kids?
Unless your kid's a psychopath like mine and is like, oh, this thing has a 4% critics rating. Like, I need to watch this.
I mean, out of curiosity,
I can't believe
right? Especially at that
enough
age, you're curious.
people watched it that there could be a 4% of them. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we might be, save for 3 other people, the only people on Earth that have seen this fucking movie.
Yeah, exactly. What's the math on that shit where we get a 4%? How many people had to watch it?
And then review it.
So 100, correct me if I'm wrong, because math has never been my strong point, surprise,
Okay.
surprise.
No, they didn't like it. They
watched
just
this
left a
movie and
review.
4 people liked it? Is that what it is?
So it would be like 100
okay.
people watched it, and all of them gave it a 4%.
All right, well, too high.
Yeah.
Me and this movie is right.
And I have to agree with you guys' sentiment. There's no reason to put this on anything. And I just as a real quick, like a public service thing, you know, this came out in 2005 when it became, I mean, that was kind of the dawning of it's cheap and kind of easy and approachable for independent people to make a movie, right? With digital instead of having to use film, and access to these cameras being so much easier than distribution, putting it on the internet, you know, or burning your own DVDs and submitting it or selling it outside of festivals, or I don't know, slipping it on people's doormats, that kind of, just whatever.
Well, it's kind of like how punk music was back in the day, right? That's how you got your shit out. If you were a punk band, you didn't have any major resources.
Oh, man, she is
Yeah,
dying.
exactly. And you know, so people watch other.
Yeah, she is.
Jesus.
See?
You
know, sometimes I'll be playing with my friends, and she's laughing like that, and like, what's wrong with your wife? Why is she laughing like that? I apologize that my wife is happy.
I was going to say, that's what a happy woman sounds like. I'm sorry it's jarring to you. No. So I'm just saying, like...
She should be weeping, I know, but I'm sorry.
It's become so much easier and more approachable for people to go out and see their artistic visions realized and distribute it to the general public, right? And I get the impulse, you know, you watch movies, you're like, man, I'd love to get involved in that and make one or something like that. But I'm sorry to say, for a lot of you...
You're bad at what you do.
You shouldn't do that. Yeah, don't. Just don't create things. Just appreciate good stuff, right? And know that you probably won't make anything even as good as this.
Yeah, this was really bad. Really.
So... just before you approach it, before you really dig in and you're like, you know what, I'm going to do it, go find like 2 or 3 of your friends that are kind of a dick to you, right? And then find a couple people that do not like you and pitch it to them and see what they say. Not to your, you know, significant other, not to people that are very kind. Pitch it to them first. And if they come back to you and they say, wait a second, why did we go back to 68? Now we're in 2005. It ends yesterday. It's aliens or zombies. There's 3 factions of zombies. She was pregnant, but it doesn't fucking lead to anything. They call the military guy who's going to trace the call, but that never comes back around.
No.
You have there's no story here.
There's no story. There's no plot. There's no there's no resolution. There's not even like dream logic to fall back on. You know, that old chestnut.
Right. At so many points, people could have said, sweetheart, you can't write or direct. Or, I'm sorry, you guys cannot act. You're the worst actors I've ever seen. You shouldn't direct. You definitely should not put Day of the Dead on this. Oh my God, somebody might find you and kill you.
Okay, but Eddie, if you want to be a director and somebody says that to you, but you have a chance to direct this movie, don't you do it?
You know what? I'm with you, Tim. Before, I would have said, yeah, get that money. But I don't think there was any money here.
Plus, I think this is one thing that we really have to take into consideration is this was not meant to be a Dawn of the Dead or a zombie movie at all.
And it was...
Okay? And there are scenes where you can see where shit's been cut out of it.
Yeah, I don't think it matters.
So, no, I don't think it matters, but I think you're handicapping this movie by putting... Like I said, Candice, the remake of Dawn of the Dead, great zombie movie, just don't call it Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
And this movie, if it was an alien movie where shit was taking over their minds and we went a little bit more into that and listened to like, let's wrap around the fucking zombie bullshit B story. I mean, again, not a great movie, not great actors, but
I know what you mean.
Could have been an okay movie.
Makes it even worse that they tried to shoehorn a beloved franchise into it.
Mm-hmm. Again, like I said, it's the Hellraiser franchise, right? Where like there's 3 real Hellraiser movies, and the rest are all fucking other horror movies that could only be made and only produced if they're going to add the Hellraiser
in space.
Oh.
Pretty.
Okay.
Hey, in space.
One in space.
Wait, which one was the guy who was like fucking
Candice.
like Mozart?
No,
yes.
Candice, you.
Oh no,
because
Mozart
it goes into the family lineage that built the lament configuration.
At the same time, Candice.
They're marchands.
And then once the lament,
that's right, yeah.
Once the lament configuration makes it to space, they break it apart. They form it into a bunch of these fucking space butt plugs. They send it back to Earth to the Russians, and that's how you get to where we are today. So, guys.
Oh wait, so you lament putting that shit up your ass while it opens up and shoots all the little twinkle bells up?
I lament watching this movie. I lament the theme for Shuffle-tember.
Nope. We're going to have a good
time. But I won't
time.
next week. And if you are...
No, I think we got all... After this is all uphill, right?
I mean, it couldn't.
This is the worst.
We got the worst out of the way, so that was good.
Right. It might be. It might be the worst thing we have on the bank. So, Candice...
Well, are we going to say what next week's movie is?
Is there anything...
Because I'm super psyched.
For the SS movies.
Sure.
Escape
Candice,
from LA,
what's the next
bitches! Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah, Candice.
Everything's coming up, Candice.
And completely at random too.
You know, I don't know. After watching the rehearsal, I don't know if that's real. I don't know if I can really trust what's going on with this show. It could be all the same.
Could all be smoke and mirrors, Tim.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like I said in the Discord. This whole time, I've just been trying to coach you into having normal conversations where you don't bring up weird relatives and sexual assault couched in defense. Yeah.
You keep moving the goalpost.
So far, it hasn't worked. That's all I'm going to say. So, Candice, is there anything you want people to pay attention to on the internet?
And Instagram at HorrorHoochie69.
Tim?
No, just follow me on Twitter at YoboGold. And I think Daniel and Mike from the Grind Band were finally doing the pest this week. I think we're doing it the day after my birthday, so I'm going to be hungover and then still drinking.
Prime Yobo. It's going to be a 19-hour podcast. You can follow.
Vaughn is going to be on it too. So.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh, so Vinny,
the one that you like.
Your favorite Vaughn. So you can follow me on Twitter. I don't really Instagram at Eddie the Axe or at Bloody Bits for the show one, but I never use the Bloody Bits one. Or you know what? If you want to hear more from us, you can join the Patreon at patreon.com/Bloody Bits, where you get access to over 3,100 cult, rare, and exploitation and horror fucking movies, all sorts of shit, including this.
All the movies are going to be doing this.
All
month
the movies
come
courtesy of the Bloodbank. You also get access to our bonus episodes where you could hear us debating what rules we should use and the no kaiju rule that got implemented mid draw. And yeah, I think that's about it. So if you can't support us on Patreon, tell a friend about the podcast and leave us a 5-star review. Tim, Candice, thank you very much for sitting through this with me.
I'm
sorry.
My penance.
This is a Frankenstein of my own creation.
Look, it's a horrible movie, but let's hope we had a good time.
At least we had fun talking about it. And ladies and gentlemen,
just thinking about that whole rape scene that could have happened.
Man on woman, then vicariously man rape. And that is how we end it.